Hello, you guys. It's Mina. Hello. Welcome to the Dreamland. Welcome. Hello to Arsen and Argo and Jabara. Hello. Welcome. Yeah, I'm not sure if that sound redeem worked or not. I had not added it to anything yet, so if it worked, I'll be surprised, but you know. you know. Yeah, we're playing some more. Me and my boy Nightbot going to moderate for you today. Hey! Thank you for the moderation. Right. So, before we start... Thank you to Yami for following. Thank you so much, boss. Thank you. I appreciate it. He's a very cool VTuber. Go follow him. Nightbot, do be shy. As long as you heard it, I'm fine with that. Yeah, I did hear a bruh while I was just sitting there. I did indeed hear a bruh. So it's definitely there. Okay, let me just get my mouse and everything a little closer, and then let's get started.
Bruh.
Bruh. What is it that you want Nightbot to do exactly? Is there something Nightbot should be doing for you? Nothing here, bro. I see. Okay. Well, we're gonna just... Whatever the fuck is going on here. I think he might be lurking. Oh, he do be lurking. Oh my god. I don't even know.
Yes, sir. Yes.
That one was totally buggy. Holy crap. Why did that bug out so much? I don't even know. I guess I want to know what happened to Maria, actually. Yes, sir. Yeah, actually, that kind of makes it better, the fact that it's bugged out. Yeah, I was about to say, it's almost better. It's like, it's just way worse. Let's see what the hell Maria's doing. If she's still even- oh right, she was about to die. I remember. Not a bug, it's a feature. Wait, hold on. Don't shoot! It's my name, Hitomi Osawa. At my shout, the man with the cane hesitates, his finger on the trigger. Cane man! Cane man! Cane man! Cane man! Cane man! Eva! Eva! Hello. I'm just gonna... You know what? I was gonna wear this sweater, but now I don't want to wear it anymore. It's itchy. Just give me a second. Headphones off. Headphone off. Now I can't hear any of your bullshit. None of your bullshit can be heard. And now I can hear it again. Hello. Welcome to the Dreamland, Ava. How has your day been? What do you mean by that? The barrel of the gun is still aimed squarely at my head. I mean exactly what I said. Is my name Hitomi Osawa? I don't know who I am. You're trying to play games with me. I'm not playing with anyone, I swear. I'm utterly desperate now. Getting killed is one thing, but who wants to die without even knowing who they are? I'm deeply sorry, in the middle of part 3, Jojo. All jokes I will have are Jojo related. Viewer discretion is advised. Yes. The Jokes? Tell me, am I Hitomi Osawa or not? The man gives me a good hard look. Damn it, I wonder. He continues to study me along the barrel of the gun. Tell me what you know. It's an order, not a request. But it really isn't. That's kind of the Jojo brain rot, you know? The Jojo brain rot. It is like that at first. What I know about what? Look, I have amnesia. I quickly summarize what happened to me since I woke up in that storehouse. The man listens intently, never taking his eyes off of me. Oh, I see. So that's what's going on then. Once I'm done with my story, the man with the cane sits down on an empty soda crate. He's like, bruh, I'm done. It's like, bye. Woke up late and now just starting to code for the day. So it's going good so far. Woo! I'm glad you're doing some coding. I hope it's fun. I mean, can man defeated by worse? I know, right? He's just like, nah. Nah. I'm just... Alright, I'm head out. Seems he believes me at any rate. That's a relief, if nothing else. So then, am I Hitomi Osawa? No. Then who is Hitomi Osawa? Is she someone who looks like me? Shut your mouth. The man spits. Jesus. Just be quiet. He's like, bruh. His expression is vacant. What am I gonna do? He mutters to himself. If I'm not Hitomi Osawa, does that mean you don't have any business with me? Seems so. In that case, can I go? The assassin doesn't answer. He lets his pistol hang limp in his hand, the muzzle dropping to point at the ground. It doesn't look like he wants to kill me anymore, but it doesn't look like he'll just let me go quietly. The mightier god Hitomi. Yeah. Oh, you don't want anything to do with me, huh? Okay. I don't think grabbing the gun is a good idea. I remain motionless, waiting for an opportunity to run away. I might not make it in time, the man murmurs to himself under his breath. Not make it in time for what? I'm curious now, but this is hardly the time or place to try to find out more. I'm a Shopify theme partner and the dev behind the Loft theme, so I'm working on some new features. That's so cool, Ava! Oh my god, you're like a smart person. Oh my god! That's so cool. Super, super cool. I've learned for certain that I'm not Hitomi Osawa, which basically tells me nothing. I'm right back to square one on figuring out who I am. The assassin has gone quiet, sitting on a pile of crates. He seems lost in thought. Still, I don't dare try to get away. All I can do is stand and wait and mull over my own situation. Just who am I? I ask myself again and again. I am... No, I have no business with you, the man finally says. Go. Don't worry, I won't follow you. I work with backends and frontends on online shop. I'm mostly deep in... it's the local Polish store that I hate. And casually customizing WooCommerce stuff. Oh, cool! Cool stuff. We have over 6,000 merchants using our themes. The support has been a drag lately. Well... Update the theme with Monkey? Now that's an update I want to see. I know, right? I wonder if I can believe him. Maybe he's just trying to get me off my guard so he can shoot me in the back. Do not go to the police or go back home, he continues. Lay low by yourself somewhere for a while. How long is a while? Until around sundown. This should all be over by then. It'll all be over? I have no idea what it is, but I decide not to pry in case he decides to change his mind. Let's not. Let's not. We're going. We're leaving. Come on, Maria, we're leaving. Okay, I'm gonna run away now. Sure. I take a slow step backward. I'm starting to turn away when he speaks up again. Before you go, I need to tell you one more thing. What's that? When you get your memories back, I'm sure you're gonna hate me. And so I apologize in advance. Of course, I have no idea what he's talking about, but it makes me even more uneasy. I truly am sorry. I've got no response to that, so I just give the man one last look before I turn and run. Damn, I'm guessing it's gonna be he's planning to kill Hitomi, right? Right, so he's apologizing ahead of time for that? Then use it or held by duct tape. I mean, most anything on the internet is held together by duct tape, let's be real. It's like if it works, it barely works. I decided to look for some place to hide out for a while, as the gunman suggested. But since I don't really know my left from my right in this town, that's easier said than done. Before I realized it, I've made my way back to the knick-knack shop where I bought the necklace. Maybe I could hide out in here? As I contemplate that possibility, I hear an also familiar voice. Taba 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 taba! There's Mr. Yanagishi on the floor in the shop. He's been tied up with some rope. What happened, boss? Like, this is all just... I was framed! Nah, whatever's happened, I'm pretty sure it was all his fault. Always blame Yanagishita for everything. Because he's usually guilty. SpongeBob music is back! It is! Woo! Just call it a hunch. He says I'm a thief! Well, I say he's the thief for selling stuff he finds around town. Hey! Sales clerk stepped into view scowling. Just what are you implying? What in the world is going on here? I haven't the foggiest. Tama! Help me! Please! Yanagishita kicks and squirms like a hyperactive child. This is the Yanagishita music. It's most often used on him, I feel. Do you know this man? The sales clerk asks. No, well, I mean, sorta. He's a real pain. He's been making a scene like this for as long as he's been here. I find it hard to imagine a worse way to interfere with someone's business. I hate to ask, the clerk continues, but could you take him to the police for me? The police? Yeah. Oh, well, the police... The government has specifically warned me not to go to them. I feel no loyalty to that killer, but I'm reluctant to antagonize him. And for reasons I can't explain, I have a strong sense that going to the police right now is a bad move. But Mr. Yanagishita isn't privy to my thoughts, and he looks up at me with a hopeful gleam in his eye. Yeah, that'll work. Someone can take me to the police, and we put this all behind us. All's well that is well, right? Well, sure. You mean Yanagishita has squared pants? Probably. Feeling like I have no choice, I leave the shop with him. Can you just go away from me, please? Why every single time? Okay, Miss Yanagishita says excitedly as soon as we're out of earshot. Let's go find Chidi. Huh? Are we going to the police? What? No! We're not really gonna go. Oh man, I'm so glad you showed up, Tama! Now come on, let's go find Chidi. I'm a big fan of Python personally. Opted for C+. Is that C#? I'm not sure. And then learned React, which ultimately helped a lot with building our web apps. So much tech stuff going on in chat. You guys are so smart. From the big grin on his face, I have an inkling of what's coming next. You've thought of another get-rich-quick scheme, haven't you? Goodness, Tama, you can see right through me. Oh, it's not that difficult. It's practically written all over your face, boss.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
That one is way... I can't believe how bugged out it is. I don't know why. But it's funny. Mr. Yanagishita isn't really listening. He's too full of enthusiasm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This time I got a line on 10 million yen. So come on, let's go make ourselves sticky rich. He punctuates his grand announcement by pointing fervently at some non-existent listener. Ah, yes. Yes, we are all tech people here talking about tech. Haha. It's okay, Jobara. I feel it. Several weeks later. Wait, did I get the bad end? I got the bad end. I got the bad end. What? Iron Stomach. A celebration of truly astonishing appetites. When the mighty stomach triumph over the endless cavalcade of aspects, the hero shall be— oh my god, I could not read that. The hero shall be best with fortune, I think. I stand with Chidi on the winner's podium. The cheers and applause are deafening when the master of ceremonies makes the announcement. I did it! I won the game! Chidi is the champion. She laughs with delight as she holds up the trophy that signifies her 10 million yen win. And me? I got the runner-up. I wasn't too into the idea at first, but after giving it a shot, I found the professional gluttony kinda gross on you. Even I was surprised by how much I could eat, and I had to admit it felt kinda good. My memory still hasn't come back, but that doesn't matter anymore. I found myself a new purpose. To steal Chidi's spot on the throne! That right there is now my greatest goal in life. Fucking love it. It's so dumb, I hate it. Bad end. The throne of gluttony! Is that like the pot of greed? Is that like the pot of greed? Pot of greed! Pot of greed! Okay. Tama never got her memories back. She ended up starting a new life on the competitive eating circuit. Which may not be a horrible fate, but wouldn't it be better if she recovered her old life as Maria? When she was cornered in the alley by the man with the cane, there's someone who could have turned up and helped her out, Yanagishita. But he can't do that if he ends up getting tied up at the knick-knack shop. Oh well. I guess I'll have to go somewhere else now. Sure. I guess we can see what Kano is doing. Just... Jesus Christ! Bruh. Kano practically dived from the car when it arrived on the scene in Maruyama-cho. The place was teeming with officers and onlookers alike. Out of the way! Please, move aside! Kano forced his way through the throng. Sasayama was lying in a massive pool of blood. Oh, right. Sasayama! I forgot. Kano rushed to his partner's side. The knife was still embedded deep in Sasayama's belly. Its handle shuddered each time he drew a labored breath. Guess I messed up. Sasayama could only manage a raspy murmur. Sasayama. No, not Sasayama! Please don't try to talk, Kano urged. Looks like it won't be celebrating the missus's birthday. Oh, right, I forgot. It's his wife's birthday. Oh, no. No. Sasayama drew a small package from his pocket. It had been neatly wrapped and fitted with a pretty little ribbon. Here, give this to Mi-chan for me. Kano shook his head. No way. You can give it to her yourself. You've never met Mi-chan, huh? She's real pretty. Probably surprised how pretty she... I know! You've told me all about her. Kano, please. Give this to my wife for me. No! No, 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 I don't want to. I don't want to. Can we go back and change this, please? Mustering up the last of his strength, Sasayama pressed the gift into Kano's hand. Sasayama? No! No! Sasayama's hand went back down into the puddle. No. No. Advert time! No! There's something called timing, Argo! A paramedic team finally arrived at the scene. Sasayama was loaded into the ambulance. Kano felt a surge of rage roiling inside him. Clenching his fist so hard his nails dug into his palm, he marched over to the captive Alcarawan. You son of a bitch! He wound up for a punch to Alcarawan's face, only to have his arm caught forcibly by the elbow. Yeah! Our dangerous boy! Spinning around his head around, he found Stanley standing there. Stanleying there. Sorry. Let go of me, Stanley! But the American had a grip of steel, and Kano's arm wouldn't budge. They allow you to assault suspects here in Japan, do they? Kano bit his lip and then lowered his shaking fist. Oh, of course not, he growled. Alcarawan let out a nasal chuckle as he watched the pair. With a cold glare, Stanley strolled over to him. That old Wait, really? Wait, really? Wait, really? Say psych! Argo! Say psych! Okay. I was about to say, you better say fucking psych! Otherwise I'm gonna be very mad. He leaned in close to whisper something, and all at once the blood drained from Alcarawan's face. Visibly shaken, Alcarawan said something back to Stanley. Stanley gave a slight nod, then left the captive with the police escort. Kano went over to him. Hey, what was that all about? Apparently Alcarawan gave Hitomi some instructions. Told her to get into a blue minivan that was parked along Dogenzaka. So Stanley's hunch had been correct. But why had Alcarawan confessed so quickly? Well, if Alcarawan is how you spell caravan in Polish. Oh! I see. That's interesting. How'd you get him to talk? I know, right? How the hell? How in the hickory? How in the hickaroonies? You don't need to know that. Turning on his heel, Stanley went to report the news about the blue van to the task force. Kusei immediately directed the detectives near Dogenzaka to look into it, but they found no blue minivan in the area. The order then came down for all personnel to search for the vehicle. Huh. Kano fought back to another item in the dick diary. Of course he did! Of course, it's always about the dicks to you! For fuck's sake, Kano! Dick dictum number 14. Use the dead as a stepping stone. But be sure to die a stepping stone yourself. What the fuck? Tatsuno seems like kind of fucked up, but... I just realized by now I was using my crappy second monitor speeders instead of my soundbar. Pump on Argo moment. Tick tick tick! In the abstract, Kano could appreciate the nobility of self-sacrifice, but when he fought as Sasayama's bloodstained figure, it wasn't so easy to keep his emotions in check. First time you've ever seen a fellow officer get hurt. Stanley, come back over to him. We don't have time to relax. If you can't keep your anger in, then do something about it here now. Stanley pointed to his own jaw. Punch me! Hit me, American style. Kano smiled wryly at the unexpected proposal. I want to punch him. I want to punch him. Oh, so you're approaching me. Can't punch you if I don't. I'm gonna punch him. If you don't stop me, I'm gonna punch him. He's allowing me to punch him. But I want to punch him. Okay. No thanks, I'll be fine. Hitting this man wasn't gonna make Kano feel any better. Stanley's expression remained unchanged. It's not like I don't understand why you wanted to punch the guy, he said quietly. If I didn't have to question him, I wouldn't have stopped you. Kano wasn't sure what to make of that. I can't believe I convinced you. I'm gullible! Are you encouraging me? Stanley held his arms wide. Don't know, maybe. Kuzi's voice suddenly cut in over the wireless. We've located the blue minivan. It's in Jinnan Ichome on Koen-dori. We're going! He told me might be there. Maybe the kidnapper's ringleader would turn up too. On pure reflex, Kano broke into a run. Stanley followed close behind. They sped through the back streets, making their way toward Koen-dori. Kano was a pretty fast runner, but Stanley kept up with him without apparent difficulty. We're in the army or something? No, the Marines. United States Marine Corps, a rapid deployment force specializing in amphibious landing operations. An independent branch of the armed forces along with the Army, Navy, and Air Force. The Marines' motto is Semper Fidelis, Latin for always faithful. Okay. It wasn't much further to Koen-dori. Kano, if you find that van, don't get too close, Stanley warned. It could be a trap. These people will do anything to carry out their goals. Anything, huh? Yep, anything. Kano could sense the truth of Stanley's words. He reminded himself that his life could depend on remembering them. He raised his eyes. They were coming up on Koen-dori. Is the sound fine, by the way? Is the sound okay? Let me know. Please. I never know when I look at it. It's like, what? Is it fine? I don't know. Suddenly a boom as loud as cannon fire shook the area. Something's wrong, Kano thought. That's no ordinary city noise. It's fine-o! Thank you. A column of black smoke rose up from between two nearby buildings. Passers-by stopped and stared, gasping in alarm. Oh my god! It's so cool. Oh my god! Animations! Is this a movie? I know, right? When Kano saw flames, that hadn't been an accident. Someone had set off an explosion. Several people were on the ground nearby, evidently injured by the detonation. Mr. Minonakawa! Mr. Minonakawa! A high school-aged girl was crying, clinging tightly to a man who had been caught in the blast. Kano recognized her as the girl he talked to earlier during the traffic jam. The man looked like he might still be alive. Kano hurried over to them. Police! He announced. Minonakawa! Blood was streaming from the man's mouth. He clearly suffered some internal damage. Hang in there, buddy, Kano told him. Stay with us. New-gen graphics! Top tier graphics, bro! It almost feels real. The man's face twisted up in pain, but somehow he managed to croak out a few words. Kano let out a gasp. The man's voice was almost too weak to hear, but what he said still shook Kano to the core. The man knew something important. Something crucial to the investigation. Rescue vehicles arrived on the scene, and the wounded man was promptly loaded onto a stretcher. When he was placed inside the ambulance, Kano flashed his badge to the paramedics and got in alongside him. The man had already fallen unconscious. Kano didn't know when he'd wake back up, but then he knew he needed to hear what the guy had to say. He sensed that the stranger was the key to unlocking the entire case. 4K, 8K, 428K! Hey, Jobara! Hey! Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 Jobara. But though Kano kept a lonely vigil, the man never woke again. Oh! Oh no! I didn't load stream avatars! I knew I was forgetting something. I'm launching it now! I'm sorry, everybody! Stream avatars, down below, down below, down below. Stream avatars. Okay, I'm opening it, I'm opening it, I'm opening it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. I'm sorry, I totally forgot. I was like, there's something missing. Come on, connect, connect, connect. Mina figured out stream avatars mystery in under 30 minutes. Okay, are they here? Are they here? Are they here? Can you see them? Hello! I'm sorry. Thank you to everyone who's here. And you have your avatars now. I love all of you. Thank you. No star. Okay, you get stars. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was my fault. I'm so sorry. Here. Stars for you. Exclamation point jump to get the stars. But though Kano kept a lonely vigil, the man never woke again. The antiviral that had been given to Hitomi. The blue minivan Alcara one told Hitomi to look for, and now the minivan exploding. Kano was sure this man had known how all of these tied together. But now, the key to solving the case was gone for good. We need to know what happens to Midorikawa! What the hell? What the hell, Midorikawa? Oh shit, I know, right? A blown lead. That's morbid! A blown lead, Jesus fucking Christ. Like, that's like on the level with like, I don't know. I don't know. You know, you have someone die from like hypothermia and it's like a cold affair. You know, like, it's not funny. That's mean. Kano tried to get information from a man who was caught in the explosion, Minorikawa, but he arrived too late. If Minorikawa hadn't been caught in the blast, things would have gone differently for Kano. At 15:30, somebody shouts something, and depending on what they shout, both Kano's and Minorikawa's fates may change. This is my first time ever using the jump command. Woo! Woo! Have you gone, Ava? Have you checked the avatars and stuff? You can give them like accessories and stuff. Oh god. What the hell, Minorikawa? I need to know what's going on. What did you do? Minorikawa. Ah yes. Did you do it? Oh my god. Argo! How dare you? How dare you? Did you put the bomb? How dare you? Wait a second. I feel like there's something I'm forgetting. Gah! Minorikawa stopped and let out a cry of frustration. Daisuke Endo had asked him for a favor after their interview was gone. He'd promised to tell the Wandering Angels that the Ryo's machine they'd purchased was defective. Episode 5! At last, the climax of the play drew near. There was a whole string of troubles, but the cast soldiered on, and it looked like things were going to end all right. Then, backstage, Bando noticed that the dry ice machine was acting strangely. Even after it had been turned off, the machine continued to churn out more dry ice. The producer, Tsukusawa, demanded that the defective device be returned immediately, and so Tosuka Bando and Amo loaded it into their vehicle and left the theater. Continued in episode 6. Well, damn. That had completely slipped his mind. If you recall correctly, the issue was once the machine started making dry ice, it wouldn't stop. If he ran back to the theater now, he'd lose about 10 minutes. Minorikawa checked his wristwatch. The lone people would be coming by the editing office before too long. He needed to prove to them that the next month's issue of Force Arc General Gossip was well underway, or else they'd refuse to wait any longer for repayment. And to do that, he needed to fill a minimum of 6 of the 12 remaining black pages. He couldn't afford to waste even a single second. This was an awkward position to be in. He needed to keep his promise to Endo, but he also needed to spend his time wisely. Bah! Guess I don't have a choice. There was nothing he could do about having forgotten. We're gonna do this. Kirby needs that. It's too good to go on without ones. Damn, you get to have snacks. Oh my god, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous. He hurried on to the cafe. Sorry, Endo. Sorry, Orai. You're just gonna have to let this one slide. This isn't even my final form. What did you pick, Eva? I'm trying to find you. Are you? Oh, are you Tito? You are, aren't you? Cute. He opened the doors of the cafe with the practice of a regular. Welcome. The waitress only got that far before her face fell. You again? Hey, hurry, we can be a seat. She grinned wickedly. I'm terribly sorry, sir, but we're all full at the moment. He looked around. All of the seats were indeed filled. Cute. As you can see, sir. Haha. Really now? The waitress's grin widened with triumph. Yes, sir. Fine, I'll just right here. Let me get some power. Japanese powered her cable into a nearby outlet. Minorikawa plunked himself right down on the floor and booted up his laptop. The waitress watched his dismay, then turned to stare vacantly up at the ceiling. Ah, just do whatever you want, she muttered vaguely. I feel so bad for her. She's had such a long day. You know, a person can only get away with being nauseous for so long. Sooner or later, someone's likely to call the police. Oh, sooner or later, someone's likely to call the police. Minorikawa looked up from his work, startled to see the burning hammer salesman standing over him. You're Mr. Yanagishita. Thank you so much for stopping by earlier. I'm gonna write your article here. Yanagishita, I'm Minorikawa's computer. Oh, that's the latest model, isn't it? Look, I got no time to talk right now. Welcome back, Argo! Yeah, what kind of snacks are you having? I mean, I've plopped on the floor and done that before. That's fair, Eva. That's fair. Minorikawa opened the file with his half-written copy. Ooh, what's this? Chaos at Bogus Weight Loss Drink Sales Demo. Yanagishita read the copy aloud. The organizer, Junichi Yanagishita, didn't merely have a whiff of deceit about him. His breath also stunk! Got chili, thin, crispy waffle. Ah, that sounds so good. Ah, the kind of I wouldn't steal from you. Yeah, that's fair. The joke is I'm so white I can't eat spicy food. That's the joke. Sound good? Minorikawa asked. I wanted to make sure I gave an accurate impression. Oh, I love what you've done with it. This is a great power copy. Fantastic. Yanagishita turned to look at him with a manic grin. Yeah, isn't it? In a flash, Yanagishita's face went from grinning to livid. Like hell it is! Think I'm gonna just let you write something like that? Snatching on the computer, Yanagishita pulled it out of the cafe. Bruh! Hey, get back here! Minorikawa leapt to his feet and rushed off in pursuit. Oh my god. Bro! As he sprinted madly along, Yanagishita turned down a narrow alley. Minorikawa stayed close behind, desperate not to lose sight of him. His quarry began to weave his way through the back alleys of Shibuya. I love this guy! Haha, yeah, he's great! How dare you, Yanagishita! This guy clearly knew his way around town. By Miyashita Park, they zipped up onto a pedestrian bridge. Just where the heck was this idiot going? Oh, he's gonna throw it. Halfway across the overpass, Yanagishita suddenly stopped. I know what he's gonna do. Confused Minorikawa stopped as well. Give that back, he called. No. He turned into a Disney villain all of a sudden. Next moment, Yanagishita flashed a mocking grin and dangled the laptop over the railing. Uh-oh! Minorikawa lunged toward him, but it was already too late. The laptop left Yanagishita's hand and went spinning down through the air. Then as the two men struggled, Yanagishita himself toppled over the railing. Without hesitating, Minorikawa jumped down as well. Minorikawa landed hard. As he struggled to regain his breath, he looked around and saw Yanagishita beside him. Incredibly, the laptop was safe in the charlatan's grasp. That's hilarious. Apparently, he'd somehow managed to catch it in midair. Before Minorikawa could be too relieved, however, Yanagishita got to his feet and took off running again. Get back here, you little weasel! I don't think so! This Yanagishita guy was infuriating. That and he was really fast. Minorikawa considered himself a decent runner, but he couldn't manage to gain on Yanagishita. If running away was a competitive sport, the guy would be a world-class superstar. As he ran along, a peculiar thought occurred to him. Hold on a minute. If he hates my copy that much, shouldn't he have wanted my computer to break? Why did he go out of his way to catch it like that? It made no sense at all. He's gonna sell it. Hey! Minorikawa shouted between gasping breaths. What are you planning to do with my laptop? Yanagishita grins back at him. Gotta sell it! Sorry about us! What? Minodikawa was taken aback. Consider compensation for defamation of character. In the civil sense, the act of unlawfully damaging another person's character or reputation in the public eye. In the criminal sense, the act of disseminating damaging facts about an individual to an unspecified large number of people. Yanagishita was hired by timeline gods to take Minori off track. I know, right? He's honest, at least. Come on, get real. It can't be defamation if the article hasn't run yet. And consider it an advancement in compensation! No. This is so nonsensical it made Minorikawa's head hurt. But now, at least he knew why Yanagishita had dived after the computer. The thief continued to weave his way through the side streets. His speed didn't diminish in the slightest. Damn it, this guy's too much experience running away. Minorikawa's stamina began to fade, and finally he lost sight of his quarry. Bruh. But that didn't mean he was ready to give up the search. Those articles on that computer that were right on the verge of completion. Whatever it took, he had to get it back! Yanagishita said he was going to sell it. Where could he be headed then? Oh. Probably he was headed to a knick-knack shop. Minodikawa recalled seeing one near the Burning Hammer demo site. He also recalled seeing a poster outside that read, "We buy computers at top prices." I remember! Damn. The guy led him on a wild goose chase. That shop was surely where he was going to sell the laptop. Gulping a deep breath, he headed in that direction. Whoosh! We're going! We're gonna catch him! There you are, Yanagishita! Minodikawa burst into the shop on Sentokai, an accusing finger pointing squarely at the thief. There's no way I'm buying a computer that doesn't have a power cable. Details! Well, you still here's junk anyway. Yanagishita and the shopkeeper had gotten into an argument. Minodikawa recognized the shopkeeper. It was the guy he'd run into on the roadside earlier. The computer belongs to me, Minodikawa shouted as he marched up to them. Give it back! Yanagishita clutched the laptop to his chest. Nuh-uh, I need the money! Knock it off, you're acting like a child! Minodikawa tried to slap it out of his tantrum, but Yanagishita ducked to avoid the blow. And then, bizarrely, Yanagishita froze. A fierce gleam came to his eyes. He broke into an incomprehensible stammer. That's it! Yanagishita snatched up a flyer that his gaze had fixed on. Iron stomach, huh? That's right, here's my little blue bird of happiness, he cried. You know what, you can have this! Yanagishita shoved the laptop into Minodikawa's arms. Ha ha ha! Welcome to it, you idiot. I don't need a worthless computer. You're the idiot, Buster! You're the fucking... Oh my god. Minodikawa smacked Yanagishita right across the face. Ouch! Hitting him felt good. He decided to do it again. He dropped back his arm to deliver another blow, but then someone else came into the shop. Yanagishita's eyes lit up as they saw who it was. Oh, my angel! Whatever is my darling Miku doing here? Miku stood in the doorway on the verge of tears. Mr. Minodikawa, she began, then her voice choked up. Miku! What's the matter? Is something wrong? I... Miku drew close to Minodikawa's side. Huh? Yanagishita's gaze started back and forth between Minodikawa and Miku. You two know each other? Sort of. What's the point? Is she the girl you said you were in love with? That's right, the one and only Miku. I have her entrance music set as my ringtone. God damn it. I like how this Miku doesn't hide in your Wi-Fi, yep! Paying no heed to Yanagishita's excitement, Miku kept her eyes fixed on Minodikawa. I lost. To a girl who knows Aiki Jujutsu. I lost! She buried her face in Minodikawa's chest. Ah! Yanagishita let out a gasp. What's this about? What is this all about? He seemed on the verge of panic. Mr. Minodikawa, I need to learn Aiki Jujutsu. I feel so ashamed. She buried her face even deeper into Minodikawa's face. That's so unfair! With tears in his eye, Yanagishita darted out the door. Minodikawa glared after the pathetic fellow as he scampered up. The guy sure knows how to take advantage of a bad situation, I'll give him that, he murmured. Nope. We already saw where that one ended. Anyhow, I'm just glad I got my partner back. Ordinarily, he'd be inclined to pursue Yanagishita and subject him to a tirade at the very least, but there was no time for that now. He explained the situation to the shopkeeper, who flashed a sympathetic smile. Oh, is that so? Like if he screwed up then. Much as I'm happy to do business, I just can't buy a computer that doesn't come with its accessories. So I'd have bought it from him if he'd had the accessories. Of course. Stolen or not, it's all the same once I've sold it. The shopkeeper chuckled unapologetically. Jesus Christ, dude. Okay, what is Argo eating? No, I want to see it. Sneaks. Ooh, that looks good. If only it wasn't spicy. Okay, I suppose that's true. Minotikawa laughed along with him. Yeah, all the same. Like hell it is! He roared. The shopkeeper froze like a startled rabbit. But everything you have to sale here has been stolen, hasn't it? No, don't be ridiculous. I'll warn you up front. There's no use hiding things from me. I've interviewed you, after all. I know you. The shopkeeper was getting more and more flustered. Well, I mean, look, this just between you and me, okay? Sometimes I go around gathering stuff that people have lost and sell it here. But it's not stolen. I just repurposed. There's nothing wrong with that, right? And oh wait, is that how he got Maria's necklace? Cause I'm thinking that necklace has got to be hers, right? Like originally, so that's how he got it. It must have gotten lost when she got abducted, right? The shopkeeper smiled ingratiatingly. You moron! Minotikawa stuck his finger in the man's face. Selling lost property is a serious crime too. A potential violation of Article 254 of the Penal Code of Japan regarding the embezzlement of lost property, which states, a person who embezzles lost property, thrift property, or any other property which belongs to another person and is in no one's possession shall be punished by imprisonment with work for not more than 1 year, a fine of not more than 100,000 yen, or a petty fine. It is? Well, I mean, I guess I sort of figured it might be sometimes. I'm not the police. More to curiosity than legality. In fact, I find this all pretty fascinating. I mean, what sort of things have you gathered up for sale? Well, let me see. Like this and that and that and that. The man points to the various items on the shelves. And also this and that and that and that and that, I guess? Norikawa's eyes were directed all over the shop. Everything the shopkeeper had pointed out had a hefty price tag. Are you actually able to sell things like this? Minotikawa asked. Sure, I can sell stuff. Earlier today, someone bought a big necklace. I listed it for 40,000 yen, but I discounted it down to 30,000. You can still make a profit even offering discount? Sure, I mean, it was just something I found lying on the ground after all. Haha. Minotikawa looked back at him, and for a moment he laughed as well. Then his face turned hard. This is no laughing matter, he bellowed. You need to stop what you're doing here right away. Otherwise, you're going to find out what it's like to get punished by my pen of justice. I'm so sorry! The people bowed repeatedly. No. Minotikawa glared. The truth was that right now he was so busy he'd have to let this guy slide. Still, this whole asinine affair had eaten up a big chunk of time he didn't have to waste. He's going to have to finish up his copy back at the editing office. Laptop in hand, he left the shop, only to stop short when a slight figure stepped out in front of him. Mr. Minotikawa! Mika stood there, barring his path. Please introduce me to a dojo. See, now you gave me Jojo on the brain, damn it. Dojo where I can learn Aiki Jujutsu. Sorry, I really don't have time for this right now. Minotikawa tried to hurry on, but just suddenly refused to let him pass. You introduced me to that other dojo before, remember? I suppose so, now that you mention it. He tried to slip by her on her right-hand side, but she was quick to block him. Jojo. You're the one who introduced me to the world of martial arts, Mr. Minotikawa. Well, yes. You know, you're putting me in a bit of a bind here. Trying to slip by on her left was a no-go, too. She could anticipate his every move. Please, just hear me out, Mika said. She was speaking through quiet sobs now. I can't stand to leave things like this. She looked Minotikawa right in the eye. The pain that you want using Jobora emos, but not sobbed. Sorry, you'll just have to persevere until you're able to win again. It's something you need to do yourself. But you were the champion at that one pub, right? Maybe your mistake was thinking that you'd be able to win in an actual real fight. Miku began to tremble. Ow. You jerk! Miku delivered a blindingly fast slap to Minotikawa's cheek. Why'd you have to put it like that? You're so mean! Well, at least bursting into tears, Miku ran off. Well, at least... Hey, Miku! She's gone. She gave no sign she'd heard him and didn't turn around. Ayakabiki! Slip! Minotikawa rubbed his cheek. It's done. Oh yeah, she's right there. I didn't even see it. For once, he actually regretted what he said. Maybe he should have assumed she'd be willing to just give up her hobby. He did in fact know of several Aikijujutsu dojos. If only he had the time, he could have introduced her easily enough. Checking his watch, he saw that he only had 30 minutes and change until 4 o'clock. There's no more wiggle room at this point. These articles needed to get written and fast. He needed to get back to the editing department. And yet... Well, damn, what the hell? I can't get work done like this! Norikawa broke into a run, but he didn't go for having publishing. Instead, he went after Miku. Oh, come on! Wait, you're telling me that's actually correct? I don't think this is correct. Okay. Stay away. What are we gonna do now? I guess we'll see what Osawa is up to. The game has fake keypads, I know, right? I've never truly trusted anyone, not on a fundamental level. Human beings are a type of organism that I can't get a true handle on through mere surface interactions. And the very fact that I've never trusted anyone else means that inevitably no one else has ever trusted me. In the end, maybe the root of all my problems can be traced back to my heart. Damn! Feel that? Anyway. You mean Kajiwara, right? Yeah, we want to see what Kajiwara is doing. We miss him. As he waited for Norikawa to contact him, Osawa thought about his current crisis. Assuming Tanaka was behind the kidnapping, then he must have accomplices. And these criminals had mistakenly abducted Maria in their attempt to get at the antiviral drug that was in Hitomi's blood. Maria and Hitomi were fraternal twins, but they looked similar enough to be mistaken for identical twins. Still, Tanaka could never confuse the two. The mix-up must have been made by some criminal who didn't know Maria or Hitomi personally. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Like, Tanaka wouldn't know them well enough, right? Insisting that Hitomi bring the ransom to the train station was obviously their solution. It had set her up for a second abduction. But piecing together this much of the kidnapper's plan only raised a different question. Why had Tanaka shown him those emails from Hitomi? Wouldn't the criminals want to keep information like that hidden? The more so I thought about things, the less they made sense. They make no sense. Just who are my true allies and who are my foes? There's also a delivery has arrived for you. It was Kajiwara at the study door. Come in. Kajiwara stepped into the room and handed Osawa a letter-sized envelope. Osawa checked the label. Coming. The official Kamiki fan club membership application enclosed. Requires a 1,000 yen initiation fee and yearly dues of 3,000 yen. Membership grants several perks, including the opportunity to reserve concert tickets in advance of the general public. Osawa was fond of the members-only website content, which includes Ayakamiki's blog and exclusive videos. Right, he had requested the application the day he'd gotten back from overseas. Would you mind opening that? Kajiwara asked apologetically. What for? I'd just like to check the contents of any packages you received today, sir. It's possible that the kidnapper may try to make contact with you by mail. So I opened the envelope. Inside he found the expected application along with several postcards featuring pictures of the singer. Kajiwara appeared pointedly at the postcard images. You must really like her, the detective said. Well, yeah. Duh. What sort of music do you listen to then? So I asked, staring at one of the postcards. It's a striking photo that shows off Kamiki's expressive eyes. Let me think. Mostly classical, I suppose. Osawa raised a quizzical eyebrow. You know, Kajiwara continued, like Mozart and Chopin and the like. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart lived from 1756 to 1791. Thank you. Austrian-born music prodigy and classical composer. Famous works include The Marriage of Figaro, The Magic Flute, and Symphony Number 41. I can't talk. No, also known as the Jupiter Symphony. Oh god. So that's Frederick Francois Chopin? Is it Chopin? I don't know. 1810 to 1849. Why are these guys so young? Composer and pianist of the early Romantic era. Famed as a national musician of Poland. Left behind numerous solo piano works. Famous works include his Nocturne Op. 9 number 2 and his Piano Sonata number 2. Okay. He hummed a few bars. Can't say I've ever heard him. Are you serious? Kajibata looked shocked. I'm familiar with the names, of course. I just never had much of an interest in music. Oh, that's such a shame. Would you care to listen to a piece now? Sure, let's get... I was about to say let's get copyrighted, but it's probably in the... I suppose I may as well. Now that he brought it up. So I was curious to know what sort of music Kajiwara enjoyed. Yeah, let's be friends with Kajiwara! Woo! The detective pulled a digital music player out of his pocket. What? Here you go. So I slipped the attached earbuds into his ears. This isn't so classic music, y'all. You heard a flow of quiet strings that was soon joined by bold, dramatic horns. Oh, we can kinda hear it, but it's like we're in Kajiwara. As the piece continued it grew more profound and complex, and Osawa could feel his spirit calming. He took a deep breath, then expelled it through his nostrils. It felt as if the toxic gloom that had filled him was departing with the air. Before he knew it, nearly 10 minutes had passed. What do you think? That's quite nice. The theme of this piece is, Kajiwara paused for a moment and thought. Well, it's about how erudition can be boorishness. Accumulated knowledge. The term often connotes an advanced and/or esoteric understanding. Displaying a moderate amount can impress others, but pompously flaunting it is bound to put them off. I see. Thank you. If I hadn't met you, I'd never have discovered this piece. You spoke the words unthinkingly, with unaccustomed frankness. Damn! Look at that! It's just the power of music, then. Music do bring people together. It really do. I'm very happy to hear that, sir. Osawa gazed at one of the postcards as he let himself be drawn back into the music. I was scooping up handfuls of mystical blue sand. The grain stripped down from her fingertips. Feel like I could be in this photo here, Osawa muttered. Like I've lived my life letting so many things slip through my fingers. Kajiwara thought for a moment before responding. I think anyone who's worked hard to accomplish something and focused for a long time on that one thing is susceptible to those kinds of feelings. Accomplishing something means getting results. That's not where my problem is. Osawa removed the headphones and gave back the music player. What a simp! /J. You told me not to hide things from you, right? Kajiwara nodded silently. Then allow me to speak frankly. Leaning back heavily in his chair, Osawa took a deep, slow breath. I'm anxious. So anxious that it's almost crushing me. Given the circumstances, sir, it's completely understand. No! Osawa spoke before Kajiwara could finish. It's not that. It's not that at all. She shook his head rigorously. If the worst should happen to my daughter, how am I gonna feel, I wonder? I'm not a man with a wide range of emotions. My heart is always cold somehow. And the truth is I've wanted it to be that way. Which is why, if I lose my daughter, my heart might remain unmoved. I may not even be able to feel a father's sorrow. That's what I'm anxious about. Damn. Some black belt simfu right there. He felt this emotion twist inside him in a way that was utterly confusing. For perhaps the first time in his life, he realized how fickle a thing the human heart could be. It's alright, sir. Kajiwara flashed him a carefree smile. What's alright? People who really have cold hearts don't worry about that sort of things. The detective held out his music player again. Here, I'd like you to have this. Please give it another listen if you like. I think it might help you calm your nerves. So I took the offered device. He dared to open up to Kajiwara just a little. And to his own surprise, he felt grateful for it. And how about one of these as well? Oh my. He was able to produce a banana from his pocket. I'm fine, thanks. Yeah, kekko desu. Kekko. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Go in, Yoshimasu. Hi. Are you sure? Yes! Can we stop? You know what? Fuck it! I'm accepting the banana! And it's gonna be poisoned, but I'm gonna do it. Everyone, today, the 3rd of February, 2022, I will accept the banana. Oh, alright, I guess I'll take it. Osawa spoke irritably, then his expression softened a little. I'm ready to get my banana! I have banana! So what's that still in his pocket if it wasn't the banana? Ava, no! No! You know, you've been getting on my nerves all day. Really? I thought I've been doing what I could to soothe your spirits, Mr. Osawa. No! You have... Stop, I'm gonna... Panic! The Twitch gods are gonna kill me! It's actually been a real long time since I've yelled at anyone quite so much. As the words left his lips. Osawa found himself thinking back to one particular rainy day. Maria had been in 5th grade at the time. Osawa was standing in his daughter's room. In his hand, he held a letter she'd left behind. He happened to glance out the window and saw Maria walking along, soaked from head to toe. In an instant, Osawa was consumed with rage. Oto-san wa hitomi bakari kawaigatte iru. Soto bakkari de asondemo urenai. Dakara watashi wa ie o demasu. Maria. Maria had left a note. It read, Dad, you only pay attention to Hitomi. You're too busy with work to play with me. So I'm running away from home. Struck by an impulse he didn't quite understand, he ran from the room, heading for the front door. Maria had just gotten back inside. Osawa met her silently in the entryway. White strands of hair clung to the girl's forehead as she looked up at her father with a bitter glare. You don't care what happens to me, do you? Damn. Impulsively, he slapped her face. Maria's cheek turned red and tears welled up in her eyes. Osawa's anger transformed abruptly into guilt. He gazed down at the palm of his hand and saw a tiny spot of blood. He was shocked by the recognition of what he'd just done. And then he was afraid. Afraid that his daughter could bring such raw emotion out of him and make him do something so thoughtless. Damn. There's something wrong, Mr. Osawa. Kajibara was leaning in, looking concerned. Osawa came back into the moment with a start and realized he'd buried his face in his hands. No, he muttered, looking at. Just getting angry, yelling at people. I'm not good with that sort of thing. I don't like it. He picked up the music player and fidgeted with the earbuds as he spoke. Well, getting angry and yelling at people, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think that's just human. It's human to do those kinds of things. I often said that he was cold and mechanical. Her sarcasm only underlined a fact he'd always lived with, that he didn't know how to conduct himself like a human being. Oh, what a mood! What a mood. If you get angry, you show it, Kajiwara said. If you get sad, you show it. It's human nature to let other people know how we're feeling, after all. But what if doing that hurts the other person? That's when you apologize, sir. That's when you say you're sorry. Ah, it occurred to Osawa that he'd never tried to tell anyone how he felt before. He'd never felt the need to. And yet right now, he suddenly felt that if his daughters were to appear before him, he might blurt out everything he'd ever left unsaid. It was a terrifying thought. Darling? I opened the door and stepped into the room. The detectives are asking for you. Seems there's been a development. Well, we'll be right there. Osawa and Kajiwara hurried out of the room. Oh, I swear to God. No! I've been yeeted. I've been yeeted. Oh my God. Mina, we have a serious problem. We do? We do? What? Are they? What's happening? It's no. Stop! That build up. I'll stop. I'll stop. No. How dare you? Ah. How literally dare you? I swear to God. That's criminal. Oh my God. Got up! You're going to hell, man! Right, we met with Kanan. Kanan led them into a narrow back alley. The moment she stopped, he told me to spoke up. Members of SOS don't come by here very much. Word has it in this place around 10 years ago, one man beat the crap out of 7 straight types in the blink of an eye, all by himself. Over time, people have offered various theories, that he was an assassin, that he was some foreign soldier, even that he might have been a ghost, and to this day, the urban legend lives on. Ah, I see. Nothing is better than ruining the trust you built for months for one joke. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. It is very funny though. Why was my sister kidnapped? Before I answer that, there's something I need to tell you, Kanan said. Her tone was cold and sharp. I've come to Japan because I'm on a mission. I'm not at liberty to discuss all the details. Alright. Then we gave a slight nod. I appreciate your sacrifice. To answer your question, Maria was kidnapped by mistake. What? Let me guess. No, this all makes sense to me. Yep. But why? Because this kidnapper isn't after Maria, they're after you. Who's after me? The mastermind behind this whole thing, Kanan said. Her tone was matter of fact. Whoa, hold on! Achi interrupted. What do they want Hitomi for? That I cannot say. Well then who is this person? I can't tell you that either. You see, their sex, nationality, age, appearance, just about everything about them is shrouded in mystery. There's honestly not much I can tell you. Achi and Hitomi stood dumbfounded. What gives? Achi said. So you're saying all you know is that this person has some lame name like Mastermind? Hitomi turned to whisper in his ear. Mastermind isn't actually their name. Originally used solely to refer to someone of remarkable intellect. The term first took on its criminal connotations in the 19th century. However, I swear to you, all they will tease me the clock. Yeah, I blame Kajiwara though. Yep. How dare you, Kajiwara? I'm here, Kanan said, because I'm looking for revenge. Revenge? Hitomi asked. What for? This person also killed my friend. Mastermind is a memory game where you guess color combination order instead. Kanan's inscrutable eyes flashed with a threatening gleam. Earlier, you said that it was your fault my sister got kidnapped, Hitomi said. Kanan cast her eyes down. 4 days ago, I managed to learn this criminal's plan, so I got in touch with Maria and told her that you were going to be attacked at that party. So that's why she told me not to go. Hitomi's voice trembled. And that makes it extremely significant that she has no idea who she is right now. Wow. I gave Maria a small GPS tracker to give it to you, but I guess you never got it? Global Positioning System, a network of man-made satellites and ground-based control stations for providing geolocation data. Alternatively, a device that makes use of said system. Modern cell phones and vehicle navigation system used to use it. That's the world? Loudest GPS! Jesus! Hitomi shook her head. I see. She must still have it then. Wait. So then, my sister. Is it an... Wait. Wait. Is the pendant? No. No. There's no way. What if it's the pendant? Wait, so then my sister? The color drained from Hitomi's face as she understood. Yes. Kanan replied. Maria acted as a decoy and let herself get kidnapped in your stead. Hitomi swayed on her feet, shocked to the verge of fainting. And that's why they didn't secure... That's why they didn't secure wherever Hitomi was being held, because it wasn't significant. They just needed to, like... When they found out that she wasn't Hitomi, it was like, we don't care about her, like... I'm surprised they didn't kill her, but I guess they were just like, whatever. They could use her as a decoy, I suppose. What if it's one of the bananas, or human side is Yanagishida? Yeah, Yanagishida, he's the GPS, definitely. Hitomi swayed on her feet, shocked to the verge of fainting, as she hurriedly reached out and caught her in his arms. But wait, he said to Kanan as he held Hitomi up. I don't get that either. Why didn't either of them go? Then nobody would have been kidnapped, right? I mean, why'd her sister need to go and act as a decoy? Kanan let out a tiny sigh. If she hadn't gone to the party, the kidnappers would have just found some other opportunity to come after her. Oh, okay. Actually nodded. That sort of makes sense. Yep. I'm betting that Maria's plan was to use the GPS to lead me to these guys' hideout. She wanted to keep her sister safe and also figured she could help me with my mission. It's the sort of scheme she'd think of. So then, can you use the GPS to locate Hitomi's sister? That actually does explain a lot. I feel like that also gives us a great idea of Maria's personality, like before she lost her memories. She's definitely interesting. Kanan shook her head. The GPS hasn't been powered on since she was kidnapped. It's possible the kidnappers took it from her. Wait, what? So after all that, even you can't find Maria? Achi slumped his shoulders in disappointment. I didn't say that. What do you mean? I got some intel from the syndicate members we met earlier. Apparently, sometime this morning, they put Maria into a blue minivan. And since then, they've been moving her all around Shibuya. No, but this is a lie! This is a lie! This isn't true! But... But then... What? Is there, like, because there's nothing in the minivan. We already know this. Gang positioning is just... Like, we already know. We already know that she's not in the blue man. Oh, yeah, that's true. No, so like... Yeah, because I was about to say, because like... The syndicate members, if they are not on her side, because it did seem that she killed them. So either the syndicate members are lying to her, or like, see, that's the question. Like, how many steps is this removed? Because, okay, so the guy with the cane seems to be unrelated to the syndicate. So, and he did not know about Maria losing her memory or escaping. Fair enough. But the other guys that met Hitomi were like, are you the other one? And then they called their guys and they're like, what the fuck is going on? There's this girl, you know? It's like, is this Maria? What the fuck happened? So they seem confused about the fact that Maria is out and about. So I'm like, is someone even lying to the syndicate members? Like, I'm like, how far back does this lie go? Like, do the syndicate members not know either? Did the syndicate members lie to Kanan, or is Kanan lying to us? I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on. Achi and Hitomi exchanged glances at the mention of the blue minivan. Unfortunately, Kanan continued, those operatives didn't know what the current situation was exactly. So back to the blue van then. Achi hurriedly explained what they've been through so far. He mentioned how they'd first seen the blue van where the kidnappers had told Hitomi to find it. He also described how first the man with the cane and then a host of others had come after him. Maybe they're lying to Kanan Who forgot the lie and made something up new up that's lying also? And what if the narrator lies to you? Now that's nice, isn't it? Of course the narrator always lies. He got a little sidetracked here and there, but Kanan quietly listened to the end. I see, she muttered. So then, what do you think? So then what do you think? Achi asked. Seems like we messed up their scheme a little, huh? Oh, seems like we messed up that scheme a little, huh? Whatever the case, this man with the cane concerns me, Kanan said. I thought he's working with the others. I don't know what that means. Maybe that's it! Some guy who isn't involved butts in and it throws off their whole plan. Kanan nodded in agreement. Yeah, like the man with the cane is actively... I hate mystery stories where narrator outright lies to you and works. I hate it so much. I mean... It depends. Like, it depends, because if you don't have an omniscient narrator, then the narrator can lie in forms of the narrator's not supposed to know this fact, you know? Like, for instance, here, there is a few fourth wall breaks, but overall, the narration text is meant to be from Achi's perspective, right? Like, so this would work off of what Achi knows. If, like, let's ignore the notes and stuff. Those don't count. Yeah. Because you and the man with the cane showed up, she said. They couldn't leave the minivan where it was. They took a sensible precaution. But then, if you think about it, isn't this an opportunity for us to turn the tables on Mr. Mastermind? Kanan flashed him a faint speculative smile. I wonder about that. Oh, come on! Achi grumbled. You're such a buzzkill. Any well-made plan has a good solid outline. Which means that, even after it has come to fruition, it's easier to trace things back to the planner. Mm-hmm. Is that how that works? I mean the general narrator. Yeah. Is that how that works? By contrast, if you achieve your goals using accidental means, the outline becomes blurred. And it makes it harder for anyone outside looking in to grasp what the actual plan is. I just swallowed hard as he took in the gravity of the situation. Well, but I mean, like, if there's an accident, people are gonna for sure panic, plan or not. The corners of Kanan's lips curled up. Typically, I suppose, she said. But the people who are after Hitomi, not only have they put together a perfect plan, they've purposely left certain tiny holes in it. And so we can't even figure out who they are. The outline of the plan is always too blurry. Like there's a show some might know, The Great Pretender, that basically did everything I hate about general narrator. In a way that's just, Oh, you're gonna play Gemushimu? That's so cool, Momo. And the mystery is bad because mystery kinda expects you to figure out, but when you can't trust general narrator and they omit super ridiculous facts, then it's just oof. Yeah, it's kind of like, yeah. Like there are ways to do it and there are ways not to do it, for sure. Achi had no response to that. It was like he was hearing about some completely different world beyond the one he knew. If what Kanan had said was true, then he'd be dealing with opponents that were on a level way above his own. Because I don't want to play Minecraft right now, haha! It's totally cool. You should totally play Genshin. Ooh. Yeah, you guys should play. I'm glad you guys are having fun with Genshin. In any event, since the people are after you, it'd be best if you didn't wander around town anymore, Kanan told him. By now, Hitomi had recovered. She stood up straight and shook her head. No. I'm going to find that blue minivan. My sister's in danger because of me. I can't abandon her just to save myself. Because, like, they're gonna explode it, right? They're gonna explode it, and then that's gonna make Hitomi think that Maria's dead. But she isn't. She lives. She lives. Yeah, you guys play Genshin. Woo! I'm sorry. I'm so glad to see my chat getting along. Look at you all becoming friends. Look at all of you. You're so sweet. I love you guys. You know how much I love you guys. You're like great. You're like great. I care about you a lot. Sorry, I was just... There we go. Yeah, that's right. As you patted, you told me on the back. If that's what you're gonna do, then I don't care who we're up against. I'm with you with this until the end. Heck, it's too late for me to back out now. That ship has already failed. It's sailed. Hitomi giggled despite herself. It's already sailed, Achi. Yeah! I can't with these two. Oh, they make me so happy. Can I let out another little sigh? Achi, you himbo! I know, he's such a himbo. Alright, just make sure you're extra careful, she said. You can't count on getting bailed out of trouble like you have before. I understand, Hitomi said. Her eyes showed no trace of doubt or fear. Kanan gave her a slight nod and quickly disappeared down the alleyway. The enemy, yeah, with Laurent the con man, if that's the one I've seen every episode. Huh, okay, it's an anime. I don't know anything about it. I don't... I'm sorry. But yeah, sometimes it can get really off the rails with like, what's it called? Episodic shows. Because sometimes it's like they haven't planned. Sometimes it's like there's some interference that causes it to change up. I don't know. There's definitely a lot of situations where it's like, oops, we didn't think it was gonna turn out like this. For instance, I recall that Conan on several times has accidentally created problems in the anime because they weren't thinking about it when they animated it. Like years ago, and they're like, oh shit, we have to correct this now, you know? But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely a thing, so. Wait then, Archie said, when I get back to looking for the minivan, then he stopped, remembering their previous efforts. They just heedlessly wandered around town. If they just heedlessly wandered around town, they'd probably end up in the same trouble they'd encountered before. They'd get chased by the man with the cane, or by the kidnappers, and their search would be interrupted yet again. What should they do then? There had to be a better way. Only watch it because my friend was super into it. Yeah, I mean, actually happened to glance upward and caught sight of a surveillance camera installed on one of the street lights. Honestly, I don't watch a lot of anime lately. Like, I'm catching up, like, I'm watching all of Precure, that's about it right now. Like, it's just all I want to do. I still need to get back to Hard Catch. It's really good. That's it! Hmm? God, I can't believe I didn't think of it before. Hitomi peered at him, startled by his sudden shouting. We just need to use my old man's surveillance cameras and this'll be a breeze. Ashi took Hitomi by the hand and started running. His destination, the security camera monitoring room in Dogensaka. Oh! Ashi didn't slow his pace until they were nearing their destination. He turned to look back at Hitomi. It's only a little bit further now. Do you want to walk? It'll be alright. I'll be alright. Ah, Ashi, look out! Looking ahead again, Ashi saw that they were bearing down a young grade school girl, her head hung in dismay. Then she took it quickly to one side. He managed to avoid crashing into her by taking a tumble himself, but the girl was still definitely a bit shocked. Sorry about that, Achi said. Are you alright? But the girl didn't answer, or even meet Achi's eyes. She just looked around as if in a daze. Was she waiting on someone, maybe? Odd kid, Achi thought. I hope she's okay. Once more, Achi and Hitomi set off running. Achi led Hitomi to an old multi-tenant building. They hurried inside and headed up the stairs. Behind the reception window on the second floor sat the custodian, sleeping on the job. Yukinori Kitojima. His main job is overseeing the monitoring room for the local surveillance cameras, but on the side, he also works as a novelist and game scenario writer. He often sleeps on the job during his free time, but sometimes while he's asleep, he gets his writing done. What? He sleeps and... what? Just recently, a certain game was released set in Shibuya, but since he wrote the scenario and emailed it to the game company while he was asleep, he didn't know about it until just the other day. What? Hey, wake up, man! Time I got reincarnated as a slime. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't feel like watching a lot of it. I mean, I do sometimes, I just don't watch that much anime. I watch, like, a little bit of anime. I should give the window a tap, and then the man woke with a start. Huh, Chichi, don't scare me like that. That's one cheat so many. And wow, you sure seem to have a lot of free time on your hands. Yeah, no one's been by to check today. That's not so bad, right? I mean, I guess it is the surveillance room, but still. The man let out a big yawn. My dad asked me to come down here to check on the security monitors, actually. And she said, sorry to bother you when you're busy. Sorry to bother you when you're busy, Tommy added with a polite bow. Oh, who are you? You with Achichi? Achichi, Achichi, Achichi. Been more in game mode lately, so I feel ya. Yeah, I definitely been. I mean, also because of stream and stuff, I've definitely been more like gaming lately. Ats, ats. I'm Hitomi Osawa. It's nice to meet you. Maybe you should. Oh, what you Achichi's girlfriend? Again, too many cheese there, and that's none of your business. Just let me have the key. Hoping his blush wasn't too obvious, Achi mimed unlocking a door. Don't answer a simple question. You want me to hand over the key? Yes, I'm his girlfriend. We just started dating. So she'll be seeing more of you, sir. She flashed a winning smile. She's like, oh yeah, anime community watch. I mean, that'd be fun. Maybe? She flashed a winning smile. Oh, well, what a surprise. Never thought Achichi could land a fine lady like yourself. The surprised custodian held out the key. Good for you, Achichi. Still one cheat too many there! But yeah, dating. Sure. Achi gets into Hitomi's face, even more surprised than the custodian. The key dangled, swaying to and fro like a pendulum between Achi and the man behind the counter. Achi, Hitomi said, nudging him in the side with her elbow. Come on. Oh, right. Then we got off it. Achi took the key and headed up to the next floor. Let's go! He's happy. I'm sorry, Hitomi said as they entered the monitoring room. But just saying we were dating like that, I mean. It was a pretty clumsy lie. Oh no, it's just kind of sudden as well. It's just a bit jittery, I guess. Could even do it on Discord using the watch feature. Also a handful of browser-based group watching plugins. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely many ways to do it. Achi felt his cheeks color again. Oh my god! I mean, I figured I had to say something or he wasn't gonna cooperate, Hitomi said. She looked a little embarrassed herself. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make things weird. Oh, no, she said. Nah, it wasn't weird at all. Actually, it's kinda... He stopped himself there. Nah, that wasn't the time for that sort of thing. They needed to find that blue minivan. Watching anime by total legal means. You know what I mean. Wink. Wonk. Wink, wink, wonk. Sorry, I'm kidding. That was really stupid. The surveillance camera monitoring room was really just a big office with a single computer. Achi knew it well. So this is the monitoring system, he explained. He switched on the computer. You can see all of downtown Shibuya from this one computer. Hitomi gazed impatiently at the monitor, even though it wasn't showing anything yet. The look of sheer determination on her face held Achi enthralled. Yes, legal on your couch with you remotely. Yes, of course. You talk about how attractive your sister is, Achi murmured, but as far as I'm concerned, right now, you're the lovely one, he told me. Tommy looked at him, uncertain. I mean, look at the lengths you're going to and the risk you're taking to save your sister, Achi said. I can't bear the thought that something might happen to her, and the last time we were together I said some horrible things. Plenty of people do bad things without even realizing they're bad. Never mind trying to fix it. I'm just doing what I think is right. Yeah, but these days most people don't do the right thing. Like if they did, Shibuya wouldn't be covered in trash like it is. Yay, you guys are lovely. Look at you being friends. I appreciate it when someone really cares about the things that are important. Doing the right thing is a matter of course. That's very attractive. As she blushed as she said it, and Hitomi shied and looked away. Aww. Aww. I think the system is ready. Turning to the computer, as she hastily changed the subject. This thing's so simple, even I know how to use it. Nah. You can't be. No. Oh no! Clicking on the mouse, he brought up a row of 4 windows on the monitor. Each window showed a different view of the Shibuya cityscape. Image quality is not great, but that's because it's being updated on a 2-second delay, I guess. Achi tapped on the keyboard, bringing up shots of different locations. You click on one of them in order to enlarge the image. Maybe we really can find that mini-event with this. Cross servers, cross-play miHoYo! Oh! Oh no! You can't play together! No! That's so sad! That's so sad. Maybe we really can find that mini-event with this. Then it was practically glued to the screen. But that's the one who designed this security system. Your dad must be pretty amazing. Well, he graduated top of his class at Tokyo Denko University. A prestigious national university founded over a century ago. Applicants who place highly on the entrance exam can receive a full scholarship. Achi's father was one such attendee. The school has supported extensive research into artificial intelligence and recently announced an AI program known as Body. While the computer is asleep, different personalities emerge, which have an impact on various normal thought processes, forming a network of more human-like thought patterns as a result. Yeah, well, I just go cry in the corner now. Thanks, miHoYo. I'm so sorry. He always said that he could have had a career in computer engineering, but he took over the electronics shop so that he could marry my mother instead. It's such a sweet story. Did they run the store together then? Achi shook his head. No, my mother died when I was 4. Oh, I'm sorry. And we sounded even sadder than Achi. Well, anyway, never mind that. Here, look. The seedy-looking weirdo they'd run into at Gigo was on the screen. Huh? That guy again? Said weirdo was running all out, a laptop computer under one arm. I was like, why are we looking at this right now? But right, he was being chased by a man in a long coat. That guy sure gets chased around a lot, huh? Achi said. When that weirdo slipped out of view, Achi switched to another camera. The new view showed the weirdo running again. By hopping from camera to camera, they could track him wherever he went. So long as we have these cameras, Achi said. This guy's nowhere to run. Nowhere to run, huh? The moment he said those words, they stuck an odd chord in his mind. He remembered their repeated run-ins with the man with the cane. How the assassin had seemed to always know where to find them. Achi, please, he told me. Stop messing around and let's look for the minivan. Yeah, he's the weirdo, you creepers. Can't believe Momo got Dilog and I don't after 1.5 years. Oh, right, my bad. I just switched over to a different camera. He continued switching views, scanning the streets of Shibuya, but there's no sign of the blue minivan anywhere. Still, they remain glued to the monitor. Oh, that's me. Kami took out her cell phone. It's an email from Mr. Tanaka. Oh, okay. Yes, about time for my mood to take a dip, Achi thought. What? Kami blurted. She looked up from her phone. Achi! Mr. Tanaka found the minivan! You what? What does he say? Read it to me. Hashite oikaketa ga miyushinatta. I ran after it, but I wound up losing sight of it. It was heading toward Jinnan. Jinnan. Okay, Jinnan. Right. That's what he says. What about your sister? Was she inside? He doesn't say. We can't yet. As you switch over to an array of surveillance cameras near Jinnan. The few seconds the transition took felt agonizingly slow. Finally, 4 new images popped up. Cries in the corner with all my limited 5 stars! Oh my god, Argo. I should quickly enlarge one of them. Ah! Then we'll let out as it. It's there! There on the monitor was the blue minivan. There's no doubt about it. Hey, welcome to the miHoYo crying corner. Have a complimentary tissue. Achin, he told me rush from the building, speeding toward Jinnan in an all-out run. Run, Achi, run! He told me, run, other guy who's looking for Miku! Wait. We can... okay. Neither spoke, they simply dashed along in silence. Achi felt as if they'd been running a marathon and the finish line had finally come into view. They hooked a left at the station and darted past the Seibu department store. Seibu! Aha! As she pointed as he came to a stop. The blue minivan was still there, parked by the curb along the slight hilly incline. Leaving Archie behind, Hitomi started rushing up the hill. Alarm bells started going off in Archie's mind. Someone from the kidnapping crew was in that van. It was too dangerous to approach it carelessly. Stay back! Don't get too close! Archie shouted. But she didn't appear to hear his cries. The hope of rescuing her sister had driven all else from her mind. And she started to run after her. Hitomi had reached the vehicle already. She brought her face close to one of its windows. But the tinted glass obscured the views inside. Hitomi circled around to the minivan's other side. Archie saw her grasping at the door. She slipped out of his view for just a moment. There was a thunderous explosion, and a gout of flame tore the roof off of the minivan like it was made of aluminum foil. What? Hitomi! Horrified, Archie charged through roiling smoke searching for Hitomi. He saw two figures sprawled on the street several meters from the van. Hitomi and Kanan. Hitomi, wake up! Archie cradled her in his arms, and her eyes drifted open faintly. Are you okay? Are you hurt? Hitomi didn't appear to understand him. Her only response was a blank, dazed look. There was a small patch of red on her face, and she wiped it away with a finger. Still no further signs of bleeding. She must have been splattered by someone else's blood then. As far as he could tell, she hadn't been gravely injured, and she let out a sigh of relief. Hitomi! Hitomi, is she alright? Kanan stirred on the ground. Her clothes were scorched in places, and she was bleeding from her head. Kanan, did you save her? Is she alright? Yeah, what about her sister? Kanan didn't respond. No, it can't be. And she went to look inside the van. Amidst the smoke and the flames, he could make out the outline of a body. What happened here? But she had to look away. Get Hitomi out of here. Hurry! If those guys show back up. Kanan's face twisted up with pain. Alright. And she settled Hitomi carefully in his arms. Wait, I need to tell you something. Kanan's pained gasp called him back. Alfred. Huh? Alfred. That's the name of the mastermind. I'm sure it'll come up again if you keep pursuing this. But if you value your life, don't get involved with Alfred any further. Now go. Okay, and thanks. With Hitomi in his arms, Archie hurried from the scene. He wasn't sure where he was heading. He just wanted to get away wherever that meant. He carried her past a crowd of onlookers that had swiftly begun to assemble. The flames of the burning van rose ever higher, roaring up toward the heavens. Bro! That's it? That was quick. Wow. We usually never reach a to be continued this early. I guess Archie's didn't have a lot going on. Let's jump. No, we can't do that. We can't do this jump. It's this jump, sorry. That guy! Achibi, atsu. To be continued! Run, other guy! Nice. Running along Koen Dori in pursuit of Miku, Minorikawa heard a cell phone ringtone coming from somewhere nearby. Oh shit. Suddenly a massive fiery blast knocked him from his feet. A deafening roar set his head throbbing. What was that? They're milking that explosion, don't they? I mean, it's cool! What's going on? He lay in a daze on the ground, trying to wrap his mind around what had just happened. He smelled the foul scent of burning rubber. Then came a sound of quick footsteps rushing up to him. Mr. Minorikawa! A voice called out to him as if from across an impossible distance. Mr. Minorikawa! Is that Miku? He forced his eyes open and saw Miku looking anxiously down at him. Mr. Minorikawa! Miku. Those things I said earlier, I'm sorry. I went too far. What are you talking about? That's not important right now. Miku choked back a gasp when Minorikawa realized he had blood leaking from his mouth. His body wouldn't move and his mind was reeling. What happened? Tell me. Miku's voice was dry and hoarse. It was a minivan. It exploded. Exploded? A minivan exploded on a city street? Sounded like a... That did sound like terrorism. What the hell? His reeling mind drifted back to the attempted bioterrorist attack of Kasumigaseki 2 years earlier. An unoccupied minivan had exploded outside an MPD station, and afterward, a device meant to scatter a dangerous biological agent had been discovered near the subway. With sudden clarity, Minorikawa recalled what Osawa had said earlier. The power balance of the entire world might be at stake here. Minorikawa ate way too much chili sauce burger. No! Don't touch the chili sauce burger! It's not good for your health! Feels like that's because it very obviously is. I know, right? Terrorism sounds like terrorism? No. There had to be. Minorikawa's journalistic intuition told him it must be true. Something terrible was underway here in Shibuya. Police! A man in a suit announced. He crouched beside Minorikawa and gingerly lifted his head and torso. Hang in there, buddy. Stay with us. The change of position allowed Minorikawa to clear his airway, and he sucked in a deep breath. But as he did, an intense pain shot through his lungs. I think I might be done for. Whatever his intuition might be telling him, it didn't look like he'd ever be able to write about it. But if he couldn't get his words onto the page, the least he could do was tell someone else. With this last act, maybe he could still accomplish something. He's trying to get a few words out. Osawa. Kenji Osawa. The power balance of the entire world. Fun fact, you know what sounds like breaking bones, breaking a bone? What? I had no idea! As his voice failed, he heard the sound of an ambulance sirens approaching. Paramedics began frantically unloading stretchers. Turning his head, he saw a number of other people who'd been injured in the explosion on the roadside. Amongst them were a woman and a child. Emergency workers bearing a stretcher came over to Minorikawa. Forget about me! I'm beyond helping. To the others instead. Minorikawa shouted inwardly, but no one heard. Damn. I'm guessing I needed to shout, he told me wait. Premonition of disaster. Minorikawa chased Miku as far as Koendori, only to be caught in the blast when a minivan suddenly exploded. A few simple words can change his fate. Someone who shouts something in 1530 needs to change what it is they shout. If Minorikawa hears something that grabs his attention, he may not get too close to. Oh, like if we say he told me wait, he's gonna be like, oh my god, that's so weird. So I'm guessing it's this I need to change. He told me wait! I just shouted, but this is the same. Over rescuing? Yeah, okay. This is all the same. Okay. So now... Yep. And I should be able to continue his... Told me wait! As he ran along Koendori after Miku, Minorikawa heard someone shout out a familiar name. He told me. It's a pretty common name. Ordinarily, he wouldn't have given it a second thought, but he remembered that one of the Miss Midoriyama winners was named Hitomi Osawa. That made him curious. A moment later, he heard a cell phone ringtone. He immediately recognized it as an Ayakamiki song. His reporter's instinct tingled. He stopped to take a look around, and a young woman caught his eyes almost immediately. He couldn't assume that any pretty girl he saw was Miss Midoriyama. After all, it'd be a little too convenient if he just so happened to run into her now. Still, it didn't cost him anything to ask, "Are you Hitomi Osawa?" He might as well at least check. But to his own surprise, he hesitated in embarrassment. He'd never been too embarrassed to ask a question before. He didn't get a chance to contemplate that realization.
What's a yeet? Yeet!
Yeet! Yeet! A massive fiery blast knocked him from his feet. A deafening roar set his head throbbing. Yeet! I know. What's that? What's going on? He lay in a daze on the ground, trying to wrap his mind around what had just happened. Behind him, there was a minivan fiercely ablaze. A minivan. An explosion. The first thing to pop into his mind was the attempted bioterrorist attack on Kasumigaseki 2 years earlier. An unoccupied minivan had exploded outside an MPD station, and afterward a device meant to scatter a dangerous biological agent had been discovered near the subway. In the end, no one had been harmed, but there were rumors that the government had paid a terrorist organization a hefty sum to keep it that way. Right now, Minorikawa was a stone's throw from the Shibuya precinct. Could this be a repeat of the Kasumigaseki attack? The entire area was in an uproar. People were running around in panic. Minorikawa could see several injured people lying on the ground, unmoving. And yet, despite the gravity of the situation, numerous onlookers were casually taking photos with their cell phones. Minorikawa got to his feet and went to try to get everyone away from the scene of the explosion. Hey, you guys, get back! There could be another bomb! Minorikawa looked around and he pushed back the crowd. He was getting the strong whiff of a scoop. He needed to write his copy ASAP, but he couldn't just turn his back on the situation now. 2 young men were strolling toward the burning vehicle. They had the look of juvenile delinquents. But what the heck? Is this for real? It is dangerous, like for serious? The pair tried to find an optimal vantage point. Hey! Minorikawa snapped, don't get any closer! Spread his arms wide to hold them back. The young man came to a halt, but otherwise paid him no heed. Oh, this is bad. This is for real bad. Think this is a terrorist thing? You get your phone, come on! Like, you think this is a terrorist thing? Dude, shut up! Just hurry up and call Susumu. The taller of the two, dressed in red, was ordering around his blue-clad companion. Huh? The boy in blue huffed. Man, do it yourself. See what now? Bitch, this ain't no time to get yourself worked up. Don't you guys, us. Minorikawa stood there, arms still held wide, getting more and more annoyed at their back and forth. You just make the call, man! The young fellow in red skull. He wasn't going to back down. Huh? Yo, what difference does it make if I do it or you do it? It doesn't make any difference, so don't matter if you do it. Yeah, right, it don't matter. So what the heck is you do it? Then look, I'm telling you to just make the damn call! I'm telling you to make it your damn self. Oh, enough of this already. Minorikawa opened his mouth to tell them off. But then the young man in red spoke again. Dude, the goods from over at Endo Electronics are gone. You gotta let Susumu know. The name Endo Electronics caught Minorikawa's attention. Huh? Yeah, but ain't that all that Achi dude's fault for getting all huffy at us? I mean, it was Kiryu who told us to go find the Endo storehouse. Yeah, but Susumu don't like dealing in stolen goods, since it dirties the SOS name. Well, what a coincidence. Looked like these two were SOS members. Hey, Minorikawa called out. You too! He finally succeeding in getting their attention. Where's this Susumu fellow? They'd like to talk to him. He had no idea who Susumu was, having only heard the name just now. Still, from the way these two were talking, it seemed clear he held some position of leadership. I think I'd tell you if I knew! The fellow in red snarled. Minorikawa kept his composure. Listen, you guys know the Tenryugumi? The Tenryugumi was a Yakuza syndicate that operated in Shibuya. An up-and-coming Yakuza syndicate that turned up on the scene 10 years ago. With the seemingly legitimate Takarada financing as its business front, the group offers monetary solutions for people in financial trouble. But those who accept their offers soon find that their troubles only grow and grow. Embroiled in conflict with the Kanto Shida Minagumi, who have been long established in Shibuya. That is indeed a meme face. Another one! These street kids were sure to be familiar with the name, if nothing else. I mean, I look it, but I'm pretty tight with the Tenryugumi. And maybe you two don't know it, but Susumu's been showing up at their office a lot lately. Susumu's been deal with the Yakuza. Oh, for real? Sweet! The two punks bought it completely. So it's just using as their hangout these days. I've got a little something to discuss with just Susumu. Right now it's a spark called Inferno. Minorikawa made a mental note of the name. Right, and Inferno's where exactly? Seeing him and suddenly looked distinctly uncomfortable. Uh-oh. Later. Yeah, I got a thing I gotta do too. Can finally give him the goulash. Ah, yes. Hey, wait up! I need to know where Inferno is, but the pair had already been. Achoo! The timing is real bad. Ambulances began arriving at the scene and paramedics rushed out to tend to the wounded. Excuse me. Would you mind answering a few questions? Minorikawa turned to see a man in a suit approach him, flashing his badge. So a detective with questions for him, huh? How about just a few questions for me? Was this an accident or an attack? We still don't know many details. Let me rephrase that for you. This is a major incident, Minorikawa exclaimed. Huh? The detective looked pretty flummoxed. I've been around the block a few times, and I know all your police PR lingo, and when you start talking about the details, that is 100% indicative of a major incident! Brushing aside Minorikawa's remark, the detective tried another question. Did you happen to notice anything unusual prior to the explosion? Unusual? Minorikawa thought back to the moments before the minivan blew up. Now that you mention it, I think I heard a cell phone ringtone. The detective tilted his head. A ringtone? No, never mind, forget that. There's no way the ringtone on someone's phone would be audible through all of that. Minorikawa struck the thought from his own mind as he said it. In all likelihood, he'd associated the ringtone and the explosion simply because one had happened right before the other. No, that's literally... What? No, it's okay! It's okay, Momo. I love you. What? How? It's okay. It's okay, Momo. I love you. I love you. I'll even give you a shout out if you want. Kano. A large-statured Caucasian man had called out to the detective. Evidently, the detective's name was Kano. Thank you for your cooperation, he said with a bow. Then he ran over to the corner. Da-da-da! Wah! Thank you for the gift sub! Caucasians! Thank you for the gift sub, Mom. I love you! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for the gift sub to Gideli. Gideli. I hope you enjoy your gift sub! I love you so much. I love you, Mama. I love you. Mr. Minorikawa! Minorikawa turned. Mr. Minorikawa! Minorikawa turned to a female voice behind him. He found Miku standing there. She looked like she'd been crying. Miku, about earlier, he trailed off searching for an apology. It's okay, that doesn't matter right now. Miku looked around the scene. Minorikawa followed her gaze. Something big went down here, he said. I know, she exclaimed. The explosion. I saw it happen with my own eyes. You what? Miku looked around nervously. Are you alright? Are you alright? He asked her. You're not hurt, are you? I'm okay. My ears are still ringing a bit is all. Good. So, what did you see at the time of the explosion? Miku assumed a thoughtful expression. There was this girl who was running toward the minivan. And I think I saw this, and then I think I saw this other Middle Eastern girl suddenly make a dive for her. And then the van just exploded. If you saw it happen with someone else's eyes, that'd be creepy. I know, right? I am buying sponsorship, lol. I love you. You're so sweet. Thank you so much. Wait, hold on, Minorikawa said. So if I'm getting this right, it sounds like this Middle Eastern girl saved the girl who was running up to the van? Miku nodded. Just then Minorikawa's phone chimed. He'd received an email. It was from Chiaki. Mr. Mino, are you still working on your copy? He checked his watch. At this point, the 4 o'clock deadline was barely 20 minutes away. Nonetheless, he decided to stay at the bomb scene. He could definitely smell scoop here, he was sure of it. Even if he couldn't get the 6 pages done by 4, landing a major scoop should be enough to persuade the loan company. Minorikawa jotted his phone number down and handed it to Miku. I'll make things up to you, he said. Give me a call later. Miku took the scrap of paper, puzzled. If you're looking for an Aiki Jujutsu dojo, I know a few. At that, her face lit up. Minorikawa decided to process the scene for clues. As he wandered around, he caught the sight of Detective Kano and his Caucasian colleague heading down an alley. The Caucasian colleague, Pog. What's that I smell? Something pretty damn fishy. They were slipping away for a private conversation. Maybe there was some way he could listen in. Minorikawa hurried into one of the buildings that bordered the alley. He looked around and found a public bathroom upstairs to the alley of the building. Hoping beyond hope, he slipped up to the bathroom window. What's this outside? He held his breath and listened. Those international criminals you mentioned? Kano's words were faint, but he could make them out. Minorikawa did a little fist pump. Correct. Roughly 8 hours ago, they infected Maria Osawa with the Ua virus. Then they let her loose somewhere in Shibuya. Hold on! By Ua, you mean? The discussion involved some terms Minorikawa wasn't familiar with. He focused all of his mental energy on what the two were saying. This is a killer virus with a 100% mortality rate once it takes hold. 100%? Minorikawa muttered to himself. The shock caused him to unclench the fist he didn't realize he'd made. Damn! That's wild. What the hell? This wasn't just an interesting conversation. It was monumental. It has an incubation period of 12 hours. In another 4 hours, Maria Osawa will go symptomatic. After that, she'll begin spreading the virus through the city. It's capable of airborne transmission. That's why they let her go! That's why they let her go! This explains everything. The Caucasian colleague with the crooked collar and his caring, caressing corneas. Ha! I said it. I still need to watch Mob Psycho. I haven't seen Mob Psycho. I read a significant amount of it, but I haven't watched it. If you don't administer Kenji Osawa's antiviral before she develops symptoms. Yes? Everyone in Shibuya is going to die. Minoru felt goosebumps rise all over his body. If they were talking about a virus and a Kenji Osawa, they could only mean that Kenji Osawa. He recalled what Osawa had said earlier about the power balance of the world being at stake. Oh my god, this is insane. I can't believe it. There's no doubt about it. This is a tremendous scoop. Well then we need to find Maria Osawa and get the antiviral to her as soon as possible. Just calm down. There's more to the story. Oh, it's starting to leak out. The door swung open loudly and someone came barging into the bathroom. Ah, it was Yanagishita. Why him again? Why here of all places? Oh, I'm leaking here! Yanagishita was on the verge of hysterics. His voice must have been audible outside. Count on his companion went to take their discussion elsewhere. And he'd just been getting to the good part. You son of a bitch! Enraged, Minoru grabbed Yanagishita and tossed him to the floor. I'm leaking! Shut your mouth! He put all of his strength into an ankle hold and gave it a good twist. A professional wrestling technique that involves grabbing the opponent by the ankle. Being caught up like this can be extremely painful. It also puts a lot of pressure on the lower body. And if you're already fighting the urge to urinate, well... Ah! Yanagishita will. Ah! We need to schedule... Yeah, we should watch together. Minoru left the idiot blubbering in the bathroom and hurried out of the building. Bye. Don't know why one grabbles someone who's already leaking. Yeah! Yeah! Yeah, he hadn't heard the whole discussion, but he had a scoop on his hands anyway. This would be a tremendous score for Heaven Publishing, enough to let the company rebuild. He was certain of it. And if I'm the one saying it, it's gotta be true. As he ran along, Minoru tried to plan his next steps. First, he had to get back to the editing office. He'd explain the situation to the people from the loan company, then he'd go find that paperwork for Osawa and have Chiaki check his copy. And then after that... Okay, so he still had a lot of things he needed to do. He swatted himself on both cheeks to get himself psyched up. His phone rang. It was Chiaki. Mr. Mino, something terrible has happened. Chiaki's voice was a broken yelp. Whoa, calm down! Over on Koendoi, this minivan exploded. Yeah, I'm well aware. Thanks to that, I got a big scoop that Chiaki caught him up. Just now, I got a call from Mr. Toyama's daughter, Hana. This time, Minoru waited for her to finish. He had a sinking feeling. She said that Mr. Toyama was in there. It was a suicide. What? Minoru's knees buckled. Tell me you're joking. No, I mean the van explosion is all over the news, but... And Hana was in tears on the phone, and... Mr. Mino? Mr. Mino, are you still there? Toyama had killed himself? Minoru felt the energy drain from his body. What? I thought for sure there was gonna be like a bad ending. Wait, he's the body in there? What? What? Sasayama dead! Toyama dead! I know, right? What's going on? I guess we better... Oh wait, we can? We can't yet. Oh well, we can't jump to... It says it's locked off, right? Yeah, we can't. Okay. Okay, then what can we do? So let's keep out on this one. Oh, Maria's open again. Then let's continue with Maria. We're just gonna go. The assassin had gone quiet, sitting in a pile of crates. He seems lost in thought. Still, I don't dare try to get away. All I can do is stand and mull over my own situation. Who am I? I ask myself again and again. Right, because Yanagishita didn't get a cold. I am. We need answers! I know, right? Tama! I am... Tama? Tama? I turned at the sound of an exuberant voice and see Mr. Yanagishita running my way, flailing his arm as a friendly greeting. I swear, this guy could wind up banished to the pits of hell and he'd still give it his all, day in and day out. Oh, thank goodness! It is you, Tama. I knew it. The man with the cane grumbles something incoherent and holsters his gun and flees the scene. Ah, now you're with some middle-aged guy? You look so sweet and innocent, but I guess you kinda got around, huh? We finally found out what made him leave! No! Boss, nice timing. I do a little fist bump. Whatever he's doing here, I'm glad he drove off that guy with the gun. What are you so happy about? And Nagashita gives me a puzzled look. But he's promptly distracted by his own excitement. Well, anyway, never mind that, Sama. He shifted down to a conspirational whisper. You know, I'm such an idiot. I can't believe I was in such a tizzy over some silly scratch card from a magazine. I'm silly as news he's itching to tell me. Did something happen? Well, tee-hee-hee. He brings a hand to his mouth and giggles unsettlingly. I had a great little idea. A great way to strike it rich. I feel like I've heard this from you before. Mr. Yanagishita shakes his head fervently. This time it's different. We're talking way more dangerous than before, and I'm trying not to be too surprised, yeah? Spittle flies from his mouth as he rattles on. Or, it's okay to be surprised, actually. In fact, I'm guessing you're definitely gonna begin base this time, Tama. I can practically see the banknotes dancing in his eyes. Cut to the chase already. What is it you want to tell me? This time, get this, I got a line on 10 million yen. He thrusts his index finger skyward, grinning ear to ear. Surprised now? Yeah, you are. And it doesn't require any capital. It's no risk, high return! Of course you do, Yanagishita, I know, right? In the world of equity investment, a wise investor weighs risk against the potential for return. Many heavily risky projects, however, yield little in the way of actual returns. Such cases are called high risk, low return. The inverse, low risk, high return, is quite rare. The idea of no risk, high return is simply absurd. There's a crazy gleam in his eye. Oh man, I'm finally gonna get to be the part of the billionaires club. This is so ridiculous I don't even have a snappy retort for it. Never mind, the 10 million obviously wouldn't make him a billionaire. No, Arco, we don't talk about that cursed hell bullshit here. By the way, you haven't seen Chili, have you? Chitty, have you? We're gonna need her help to wrap up this 10 million yen. Chitty? No, I haven't run into her since the sales demo. Oh darn, well if you happen to see her, tell her to get in touch with me. Sure, alright. I still don't know what he's going on about, but there's probably no harm in being helpful. Thank you, Tama. Guess I may as well give you a little hint. Hint? Yeah, a hint. Wanna hear it? No. No, not particularly. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, thanks for helping me out with the shitty thing. Adios! But it's no risk. No, it's all risk, no return. Bam! And then like a whirlwind, Mr. Yanagishita swims away, leaving me alone in the alley. Suddenly I feel totally exhausted. I let out a sigh and drop my eyes, and that's when I notice a notebook on the ground at my feet. Did the assassin drop this? I pick it up and look inside. There's a photograph tucked inside the back cover. It shows 3 young people, 2 boys and a girl. The guy in the middle kind of looks... I don't know. Is that the... I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah, what do I do now? Well, what do I do now? Do I go to the police? How would I even explain the situation? I can see now. There's this killer out there, and he's after this person named Hitomi Osawa, and then the police would be like, who's that? Who exactly is after her? And then what would I say? Heck, they might not even give me the time of day in the first place. Not only do I not have any idea who Hitomi Osawa is, I know nothing about the guy who's after her, except that he walks with a cane. I mean, I can't even tell them who I am. They'd probably shoo me away without a second thought. What am I supposed to do? I hang my head at total loss. The necklace around my neck sways idly to and fro. Now I can go jump to her, I think. Was that was these 2, right? Yes, okay. Hey Mina, thank you. I feel much better today. See? You're welcome. And thank you, Argo, for being here. Love you. Mwah. And I hope that You are prepared for spoopy games tomorrow. You better be, Mina-kun. You better be. I'm kidding. Eventually, I muster up the energy to start walking around town, heading nowhere in particular. Damn it, the billboard outside of a department store displays a poster of some female musician. She must be pretty popular because lots of passers-by stop to take a good look. I catch sight of little Hannah in front of the billboard. She's showing something to a woman there. Some colorful sheets of paper. Yeah, I was about to say she looks just like— is that Aya coming? The woman looks a lot like the musician in the poster. Moreover, I have the feeling I've seen her someplace before. Where could I have seen her? Man, having amnesia is really a pain in the butt. No way of knowing whether I've forgotten something or had no memory of it in the first place. The woman looks through the papers Hannah held out to her, nodding approvingly at each one, and I can hear her murmur with admiration. Hannah! Hannah! I wave as I scamper over to her. As I do, the woman abruptly hurries off. Hey, we meet again, I say. Hannah just gives me a bored look. Who was that just now? I ask. I don't know. Hannah quickly gathers up her belongings and starts walking briskly away. Oh hey, wait up! I call out. The girl ignores me. She's moving at a jog now, heading from Spanish Hill toward Koendori. Ah! Ah! As she steps out onto Koendori, she trips and falls down hard. The contents of her bag spill out on the road. Oh, whoops! Reaching up to her, I gather some of the fallen pages. What's this? There are poems written on the colored paper. A look of embarrassment crosses Hannah's face, and she snatches the pages out of my hand. Don't touch those. Those are for sale. For sale? They're selling poems that I wrote. Oh wow, that's incredible! She looks surprised by the compliment. Incredible? My friends at school said they were dumb. That's not true. I only saw it all just now, but I thought it was a really good poem. You're just saying that. I've been out here in Shibuya for weeks trying to sell these, but the only person who bought one was that lady just now. Hannah lets out a mournful sigh. Hannah's the best! I love her! My daughter! Someone shambles missed meeting his idol! It's impossible for her to appear in person when it's all that's plastered on posters and songs. The fact that Maria has interaction with her in the bed— I know! It was such a good little— Hannah lets out a mournful sigh. Well, what are you out here selling poems for anyway? I thought maybe it'd help pay back our debts. Huh? Okay, that's not something I expect to hear from a little kid. My dad's in real deep, she continues. This topic makes me think of Miss Liana Gishita. Guess today's my day for meeting people mired in debt. And I'm only in elementary school, so I can't get a part-time job. Japan's labor standards act prohibits the hiring of children under the age of 15. For certain jobs within the entertainment industry, however, employers can obtain permission from the Labor Standards Inspection Office for younger children to work. Why is Hana the only adult in the Toyama family? I know! I'm impressed, she's so brave. She's maybe a little hard to approach, but she is just a kid after all. She's so brave, I just want to give her a hug. Oh, Hana! Oh, Hana, I hear Saint Rail calling from behind me. Oh, it's startled. I turn around to see Mr. Toyama standing there. Hana, you're alive! Hana! I'm so sorry. I had no idea you were trying so hard to— Toyama rushes up to the girl. It's quite the emotional father-daughter reunion. Or at least that's how it looks until Hana slaps her father across the face with her bundle of papers. Kids can adjust fast, but the fact that Hana is so adjusted to her situation shows how bad it is. Yeah, I know, right? What was that for? Don't you give me that? I'm sick of all this running around. She delivers several more well-placed smacks with her little craft project. Okay, Toyama says Liz. I know you're upset, but I have to ask for just one thing. Then we can see about forgetting for the day, yeah? Okay, but just one. I can't help but find this ornery interaction kind of charming. It's like get along really well, don't you? I say. Yep, nope! The two get simultaneous contradictory replies. Then Hana suddenly starts to walk off, with Toyama tottering after her. It's such a weird little sight that I can't help but laugh. Well, later then. Vika! Hello. Oh god. No! Maria! Are you okay? Maria! What? He's just like, what? What? You came at what? You came at quite the time, Vika! Maria's just like, wait, what? Hello, Vika. Welcome to the stream. It's so nice to have you. Welcome to the Dreamland. It was a little wild for a second there. Like, I totally forgot to say properly hello. I'm doing well. We've been through a lot in this game so far, and it doesn't show any sign of stopping. So, that's a situation. Further along Koa and Dori, I come across a car on the roadside that's spectacularly aflame. A group of onlookers surrounds it in a confused uproar. It seems almost unreal, like I'm looking at a set for a TV show or something. I also love how everyone ends up at that street. Yeah, it's like, what is this place? This is really all roads lead to Rome kind of vibe. It's like, we all end up in this stupid street. I stand there staring into the flames. Huh? What's that? Wait, but that means it can't be Toyama inside. I can see something. The raging heat makes the air shimmer. The scent of dry sand fills my nose. A gust of searing wind tugs at my hair. Where am I? Jesus, what is going on in this place? Decaying roads, decaying houses, a decaying city. And the people who live there. People who live. People who live. People who live. There's someone by my side. Someone is with me, watching all of this. It's a girl. The person with me is a girl, slightly younger than me. Yeah, this is Kanan, I'm assuming. She says something to me. Anna is me, okay. Maybe that means something in a language that I don't understand. Cat's cradle. That's my voice now. Cat's cradle? Whose voice was that? What's going on? Who am I talking to? Yeah, cat's cradle. I'm showing someone how to do a cat's cradle with string. But who? Who am I showing how to do a cat's cradle? Kanan. She finally got the name. The word Kanan echoes in my head. Kanan? I uttered the name aloud. The images floating through my mind are beginning to break up and vanish, but I feel like for a brief moment at least, I'd caught hold of the edges of some of my lost memories. That's right. Kanan. As soon as I say it, I'm filled with a powerful sense of duty. There's something I'm responsible for, something that I need to do. The GPS. And if I don't, this Kanan person is gonna be in grave danger. Calm down. Just calm down. I'm pleading with myself now, fighting the impulse to take off running. If I did, where would I go? I have no idea where my destination or goal even is. Please, please remember something. Please, please. I gaze out at the flames, practically praying now. Kanan, Kanon. She's a part of the story canon. I got it! I got it! Don't move. A voice hisses in my ear, and I feel something hard press against my back. I don't need to turn around to recognize whose voice it is. I thought you said you didn't have any business with. I thought you said you didn't have any business with. I did a little thinking. Says the man with the cane, slowly. About how I might lure out Hitomi Osawa, see? I knew we should take the cane from him. We should have taken his cane! I'm going to use you as bait. No, that's the gun. Sorry. It's the gun. To be continued. To be continued. Also remember that I have a Discord. Because I just updated it. I have a Discord because I just updated. I hope it's a banana. Remember to join my Discord. Thank you, Argo. Did it not work? Yeah. Okay. What do we actually do though? Was there any jump in this? There was not. I think we already did this one. That was Minorikawa. Oh, Kano's open up. Let's go to Kano. Suddenly a boom as loud as cannon fire shook the area. Something's wrong. That's no ordinary city noise. A column of black smoke rises up from between two nearby buildings. Passers-by stopped and stared, gasping in alarm. But for real. For real what? Live action moving Stanley, it's different! Man! Argo! Stop being gay! What are you doing? Then Kano saw flames. This hadn't been an accident. Someone had set off an explosion. The Shibuya precinct wasn't too far from here. Kano recalled an attempted bioterrorism attack on Kasumigaseki. 2 years ago, the Tokyo Metropolitan Public Safety Commission obtained intel of an imminent bioterrorist attack within the city. Immediately afterward, an unoccupied minivan exploded outside the Metropolitan Police Department, and a device for dispersing a bacterial contagion was discovered at the subway platform at Kasumigaseki Station. Having determined that the city bureaucracy was the target, the Japanese government contacted the terrorist organization responsible in secret, making a deal to put an end to the threat. Nothing, baka! Caucasians. Every time. I'm sorry to cut you off like this, but I need more drinks, so gonna BRB for a few minutes. I will see you guys in just a moment. again. Hello again, Ava. Hello again, Ergo. Hydration! Yay! Because now I actually have hydration. I do feel like we might actually finish this a bit earlier than I thought. Because like, we're moving fast. Like, I'm not even trying to go fast. I took a good sip. Good sip. That incident had begun with the van exploding outside of the Tokyo MPD station. Already a large crowd of onlookers was gathering. Shots rose up as they took in the scene. What was going on? What happened? The car's on fire! Kano called into HQ, then quickly slipped around to the back of the burning vehicle. It was the minivan. Peering at the flaming chassis, he could see that there was someone inside. Oh no. Could that be Hitomi? Once they had their hands on the antiviral, the criminals would have no further use for Hitomi Ozawa. Already the body had been charred to ash. At this point, it was hardly recognizable as a human anymore. Dun dun dun! Okay, need to think here. We finished, what was this? This was fun? Wait, is this... I think maybe this is the jump we need to use now? It's quite hot, I mean the fire not I think we need to use this jump now. Please tell me I'm correct. Yeah! I'm so smart. I'm so smart. I'm so smart. Several people were on the ground nearby, evidently injured by the explosion. A girl in a hoodie was crouched among them, doing her best to tend to their injuries. Miku Morita, while walking along, upset at Minorikawa for not introducing her to an Aikijujutsu dojo, she happened to across the aftermath of the minivan explosion. Unable to stand idly by when faced with such a horrific scene, she pitched in as best as she could to help the wounded. Kano recognized her as the girl he'd talked to earlier during the traffic jam. Police, he announced. Get back, let me handle this. The girl was visibly relieved. Help her, she said. She pointed to a figure lying on the sidewalk, a short distance from the burning minivan. It's a Middle Eastern girl. She appeared to be unconscious. I think she got hurt rescuing another girl. About college age, the girl in the hoodie said. A college-aged girl? That might be Hitomi. What happens to the girl she saved? Kano asked. The good Samaritan looked around. Oh, where'd she go? The rescue had disappeared. This girl here. The girl in the hoodie gestured toward the fallen girl. I can't believe how fast she was. She spoke with a hint about the way she moved to get to that other girl. She was on a level way beyond mine. Kano took another look at the injured girl. Her figure looked rather delicate. It's hard to believe she was capable of great feats of athleticism. He started toward her, but Stanley stepped ahead of him. Leave this one to me, he said. His expression was unusually stern, even for him. Do you know her? Kano asked. The American didn't answer as he checked the girl's pulse and then her pupils. Hey, Stanley. Don't you have other things you should be doing? Stanley snapped. Fine. Gee, way to be a buzzkill. Kano decided to collect some eyewitness accounts. Attempt to talk to Minorikawa. Patrol cars and ambulances arrived at the scene in a steady stream. Once the vehicle fire was under control, things gradually began to calm down. Several officers worked to cover the area around the burned minivan with a blue tarp. Kano got his questioning underway, starting by flashing his badge at a man near the front of the crowd. Excuse me. Excuse me. Would you mind answering a few questions? The man puffed himself up. How about you answer a few questions for me? Was this an accident or an attack? We still don't know many details, Kano admitted. The man shoved his finger into Kano's face. Let me rephrase that for you. This is a major incident. Huh? I've been around the blog a few times. I know all your police PR lingo, and when you start talking about the details, that is 100% indicative of a major incident! Well, I sure picked the wrong guy to try and talk to. Stifling his frustration, Kano continued his questioning. Did you happen to notice anything unusual prior to the explosion? Unusual? Now that you mention it, I think I heard a cell phone ringtone. A ringtone? No, never mind, forget that. There's no way the ringtone on someone's phone could be audible through all of that. The man was probably right, but somehow the idea nagged Kano. He jotted down the note in his pad. Kano. It was Stanley, perfect timing. Thank you for your cooperation, Kano told the man. Then he hurried on his way. Minoru indicates Kano to eat the finger! 5 fingers to the face. Stanley stepped in close enough to whisper. Who was that guy? An eyewitness to the explosion, apparently. Did he have any info? He said he heard a cell phone ringtone at the time of the explosion. Not sure if that's significant, though. Stanley stood silently for a moment, thinking. What about that girl? Kano asked. Has she woken up? No. I'm going to drive her to a hospital. Huh? Why do that yourself? Just look around, Stanley said. He cast his eyes out over the scene. There were so many injured people lying on the roadside. It seemed the authorities hadn't sent enough ambulances. But isn't your car back in Maruyama-cho? Kano asked. Under the circumstances, I think it makes sense for me to go back for it. Stanley replied coldly. Besides, I have a few things I'd like to ask her. Kano was curious. You do? He asked. Stanley's cell rang. Yes, Stanley answered the phone in English. As he listened, his demeanor changed. The blood drained from his face, and his hand began to tremble slightly as he gripped the phone. Kano had never seen him this shaken up. You got it, Stanley said at last. He hung up the phone and let out a sigh. What is it? Kano asked. Stanley headed into an alley without responding. Oh crap, Mina, it's English! It's English! Oh no! What are we gonna do, guys? Kano hurried after him. I'm sorry, it's just very comfy. Kano hurried after him. Was there out of earshot at the crowd, Stanley finally spoke. What? English? I know. I call right now over some Gordon, my superior. He broke off there and for a long while was silent. He appeared to be struggling with some strong emotion. Kano was getting impatient. What is it? If you're gonna tell me something, then tell me. Alright, Stanley said at last. I can trust you with this. Well, never thought I'd hear you say you trust me, Kano teased. But Stanley's expression remained dead serious. We were contacted on our end by the mastermind of this plot. This international criminal she mentioned. Correct. Roughly 8 hours ago. They infected Mario Osawa with the Ua virus. Then, they let her loose somewhere in Shibuya. Hold on! By Ua, you mean? Kano fell back to his earlier conversation with Stanley. These criminals were trying to get their hands on a new drug. An antiviral drug developed by Kenji Osawa that had been shown to be effective against the Ua virus. Stanley hesitated before continuing. Yeah. Kano spent so much time and got so attached to Stanley that he forgot about his famous looking GF. I know, right? Like, holy crap. Like, when is the last time he had a single thought spared for Rumi? Like, for real. Like, come on. Like for real? Like when? Gave me Kano first 3 hours. Doomy, I quit force. Doomy. Kano now. Stanley. Stanley hesitated before continuing. This is a killer virus with a 100% mortality rate once it takes hold. Why do I sound unintentionally British? I'm not trying to sound British. Why do I do that? Kenji Osawa's antiviral is their only means of combating it. A mortality rate of 100%. It has an incubation period of 12 hours. In another 4 hours, Mario Osawa will go symptomatic. After that, she'll begin spreading the virus through the city. It's capable of airborne transmission. Following the onset of symptoms. Oh my god! 6 months of gay! Woo! Congratulations on your subscription! 6 months of gay, 6 months of gay. Congratulations, and I love you. Woo! We have so many nice little sheepies. I'm so happy. Following the onset of symptoms, individuals infected with the Ua virus bleed from the lungs, and the virus is readily released into the air via coughing. The Ua virus is highly resilient in the open air, and can survive even after saliva or other fluids have evaporated. Or simply getting within 2 meters of a symptomatic patient is said to carry a high risk of infection. Bodily fluids from deceased patients carry an especially high concentration of the virus, and anything contaminated with such fluids must be thoroughly sterilized before it's safe. Jesus Christ. What a thing to come back to, am I right, Momo? Stanley nodded. If we don't administer Kenji Osawa's antiviral before she develops symptoms. Yes? Kano's voice was trembling now. Stanley spoke with complete certainty. Everyone in Shibuya is going to die. Although we need to find Mario Osawa and to get the ENVtuber as soon as possible, Kano said, panicking. Stanley remained cool. Just calm down, as most of the stories are... Stanley was interrupted by a strange sound from the upper floors in a nearby building. Not sure what it was, the two men hurriedly relocated. We all know this, we all know this, we all know this. They paused when they came to a vacant lot. Ah, yes. The place was deserted, no need to worry about being overheard here. You said there was more to the story? Kano prompted. The antiviral in question is stored in Kenji Osawa's laboratory. The lab is protected by a sophisticated security system, and apparently the storage area where the drug is kept requires fingerprint authentication from both Osawa and Tanaka. What? But Tanaka's... I couldn't help but guess. Tanaka is currently a fugitive, the prime suspect of the kidnapping case. It's okay, Momo, don't worry about it. It's Argo being a little gay. There's no chance of getting any fingerprint authorization from him at this stage. Is there any other way to get in? Kano asked. The door can also be unlocked via password in place of the fingerprint scanner, but we still need to know what Tanaka chose for his password. I'm going to clog the toilet up again, Mina! No, it was just like, okay, Momo, it's just like, there's just this guy, Stanley, right? He's like our partner now, in the game, and there was like a scene where it was just like live action, and it was moving around, and then Argo types in chat, like, no, not even joking, he's like, man, Stanley in live action really hits different, and I'm just like, bro, can you believe you lie on this? There's evidence, just, it's gonna be in the VOD, you dumbass. No. In any event, Stanley said, it's essential that we track down and secure Maria, but... What the fuck, Mina? Who would do that? I know. Bruh. Well played, I know. Well timed, sus. He went on, his voice grave. Even if we get Maria to safety, the mastermind is now in possession of the UA virus. If they want to, they can unleash a bioterrorist attack on Shibuya at any time. To put it bluntly, the lives of every man, woman, and child in the city are in their hands. Kano felt a pulse of fear deep enough to give him vertigo. He slowly tilted back his head and gazed at the sky, vast and blue as always. There had to be but tens of thousands of people in Shibuya right now. Lumi and Shizuo were among them. And they might all be dead within a day. It felt so unreal, Kano's mind almost couldn't process it. With an effort of will, he shook himself out of his daze. No mind. There was no time to waver. We have to try, he said. In the next 4 hours, we need to find Maria Osawa and figure out a way to stop this mastermind and the UA virus. The words were as much for himself as they were for his companion. Let's do this, Stanley. We might not always see eye to eye, but together, I feel like you and I can find a way. But Stanley averted his gaze. My job here is simply to apprehend this mastermind. Kano felt the resurgence of his earlier anger at Stanley. Once again, he was putting his duties above human life. I'm sorry. Stanley's voice was a quiet mutter. You should get away from Shibuya as soon as possible, Kano. Kano hadn't imagined that the American would ever be worried for him. Ah crap, missed lunch again. Gonna lurk and get me some grub. Get the grub! Ava, get the grub, get the grub. Exclamation point, lurk with you and get some grub. I appreciate the warning, he said, but I'm seeing this through to the end. This isn't the sort of thing you can solve with just an effort of willpower. Even so, giving up isn't the Japanese detective way. Stanley let out a nasal chuckle. Back to that again, are we? Same to you. Kano imagined a tiny chuckle of his own. Listen, Stanley went after a moment. This is just between you and me. The mastermind behind this kidnapping case is an arms dealer who goes by the name Alfred. This is the same we heard from Kanan, so she isn't lying. Unless Stanley is lying too, of course. Beyond simply selling weapons, illegal arms dealers are also frequently involved in smuggling arms! I'm sorry. and smuggling weapons unlawfully obtained through deals with government or military contact. In recent years, such enterprises have become increasingly globalized. Some dealers form smuggling networks that also deal in money laundering, drug trafficking, and more. More including selling arms! Guys, please. Guys! Will you why are you- oh my god. My mods are being chaotic in chat. And they have too much power. Alfred. The attempted bioterrorist attack in Kasamigasaki, a hotel bombing in Chicago. Alfred had a hand in all of them. What do you know about this criminal? Kano asked. Stanley's expression grew even darker. Nilla. Nilla. Alfred's signature is extremely meticulous planning. But I don't mean meticulous in the same way you or I might normally think of it. Their plans are perfectly imperfect. Do you get what I mean? Kano shook his head. Alfred deliberately engineers accidents to make things complicated and unpredictable. It's difficult to get a good grasp of what's going on when the situation seems to be falling apart. Wait, what? OMG! People tend to not consider that coincidental mishaps might be anything but. In the end, they don't even realize they were playing right into the mastermind's hands all along. Kano could hear the intensity in Stanley's voice. I'm going to do cheesecake on weekends to wash off this conversation without Nulla. I want cheesecake. Give me the cheesecake. Hand it over. Mine now. Cheesecake mine. Thank you. I'm afraid that's all I can say. Stanley held out his right hand. See you around, Kano, if we're still alive. If we're still alive, Kano let us sink in for a moment. Sure thing, if you're free, it's just a 30-hour bus ride. Momo, you get me cheesecake. I'm kidding, I'll go get cheesecake from myself. Nah, I'll shake your hand after we finish this case. With a slight smile, Stanley withdrew his hand. And the two bump fist. Yeah, fist bump! Fist bump! Alright, we'll meet again, Kano. I'm sure of it. Yeah, see you then. Let's go, 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 let's go. No sooner had Stanley departed than Kusei's voice came in over the wireless. I ship Kano and Stanley, they're such a team. I know! Who's doing me again? I don't know. Don't know her. Attention all units. As of now, further investigation on the kidnapping case is suspended. The director's voice sounded strangely cold. I repeat. As of now, further investigation of the kidnapping case is suspended. Wait, hold on, sir! Kano shouted. What is it, Kano? Could you let us know why? We've received information that Maria Ozawa has been infected with an unknown virus and has been released somewhere in Shibuya. That matched up with what Stanley had said earlier. An anti-bioterrorism security force will probably be deployed in Shibuya. I absolutely love how after meeting Stanley, Kano drops off all the silly stuff he was doing before and basically drops whole Rumi side story that felt like focus before. I know! It's okay, it's okay, Momo, I'll just eat all of it. I'm kidding. Also, you buy ice cream, you hypocrite! You're a hypocrite, Momo. But I love you. Terrorism involving biological agents such as bacteria or viruses. Biological weapons are easier to acquire and transport than nuclear weapons, and because they rely on an organism's natural ability to proliferate or infect, they can yield powerful results for low effort. For these reasons, recent years have seen widespread apprehension about the possibility that such weapons might be used by terrorists. In the event that a bioterrorist attack occurred in Japan, temporary quarantine and decontamination facilities would be set up in the area affected. This is no longer a simple kidnapping case. Our part in this is finished. No, it's not! We haven't managed to resolve anything! Kano, I assure you everyone else feels the same as you do. Kusei's voice had a cautionary tone. They're still performing the autopsy on the body found in the blue minivan that exploded. I'll let you know once we have a positive ID. My lactose intolerance? It's okay, but a bite too much ruins me. I mean, true? I know! You like chalky? I like chalky. Kusei out. Director! But the line had already gone dead. Left at a loss, Kano gazed out at the cityscape.
The sight of the bombed vehicle had calmed down briefly, but now that the news networks had begun reporting the herd of onlookers was growing. Yes, but I hate whipped cream and cream in general. Can't stand the texture at all and makes me feel bad. I mean, that's fair. There was also a sizable crowd gathered outside of a large home electronics store. The large LCD televisions on display were showing a press conference being held by the governor of Tokyo. Kano might learn something new about the case. He decided to watch the broadcast. Working closely with the administration, we are keeping a careful eye on the situation as it develops. The governor's expression was solemn as he spoke. The moment he finished his statement, the reporters bombarded him with questions. This seems similar to the bioterrorist attack on Kasumigaseki 2 years ago. Is there any possible connection? What countermeasures do we have in the event that Shibuya is a target of bioterrorism? The governor was visibly disconcerted. If this does turn out to be a bioterrorist attack, we will establish emergency shelters with a large-scale quarantine station at Yoyogi Park. However, there are still many details that remain unknown. The politician was clearly struggling to maintain his composure. He had comment on the rumors we're hearing that Shibuya might be blockaded off. Don't be ridiculous, the governor barked. What outlet are you with? Are you trying to start a panic when we don't even know all the details? Besides, it wouldn't even be possible to blockade the whole of Shibuya. The press conference continued. The governor and the reporters locked in a belligerent back and forth. Kano left the electronics store and headed for the cafe where Rumi and Shizuo were waiting. He had to tell them both to get far away from Shibuya. Yeah. The cafe Lautrec seemed quiet when Kano arrived. Shizuo was sitting alone. Kano scanned the establishment but didn't see Rumi anywhere. One of the staff greeted him. Welcome, this one, sir? No, I'm meeting someone, actually. Of course, sir. The hostess smiled and then went on her way. Shizuo was glaring at him. Kano walked over to him and bowed deeply. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir. I'm Shinya Kano. Distant Mohi the pigs at the cake. Ah, I'm so jealous! You look like even more of a knuckle dragger than I thought. Shizuo maintained his appraising stare. Yumi had something she needed to do, so she stepped away for a while, said after a long moment. Kano sat down across from him. There was a laptop computer open on the table. Right now, the laptop is in sleep mode, and there's nothing on the monitor. But just before Kano came in, Shizuo was browsing an internet forum. He takes his user handle from a nickname for the apples he grows on his own farm, which are pretty little things and nearly as sweet as honey. A wink, a wink, a wink, a wink, a wink. I knew it was him. The waitress came by to take Kano's order, so he asked for an iced coffee. What are you using the computer for? Kano asked. I'm on the internet. Shizuo's voice was low and gruff. Gotta go. Bye. Bye, Momo. Bye, Momo. Love you. Love you. Get that homework. Knock it out of the park. I know you will do super well, and I'm proud of you. Oh, that's such a good cake. Yeah. That looks so good. That looks very good. Is Cafe's internet connection? May as well start with a little small talk. So what? Again, she's still glared at Kano. It's just the worst wouldn't come. No, actually, this is no time to be making idle chit-chat. If they got infected with the virus, Rumi and Shizuo might die. Look, please. You need to leave Shibuya right away. Shizuo's face contorted with confusion. What are you talking about? Why? Kano wasn't sure if he should tell the truth or not. He was strictly prohibited from discussing a case with anyone outside the department. As a former policeman himself, Shizuo ought to understand full well the secrecy and investigation required. I can make lists that whole form, and then I promise myself I won't eat it all in a few days, but end up devouring it in 2. I need a partner in crime. I will be your partner in crime! But it wasn't like he'd just up and leave town without a good reason. Please listen, Kano said. I feel like if I tell him the truth, that's gonna be fucked up. I can't do that. It's very important that you go, though I'm not at liberty to tell you why. Even if this was Rumi's father, Kano couldn't bring himself to leak secret information. His mind spun with regret. Well, I don't need your say-so, Shizuo huffed. I'm sick of this town anyway. Kano was a bit relieved to hear that. This is something to do with the case you're working. Huh? You telling me to leave Shibuya? Does that have something to do with your case? Yes, Kano admitted. So why don't you run off with Rumi then? Shizuo's tone was frank. Well, I mean... When Kano didn't have an answer handy, Shizuo let out a single heavy sigh. Is your work important to you? He asked. Kano hesitated. Is it more important than Rumi? Well... Again, Shizuo caught Kano off as he waffled over how to answer. Me, I used to put my work before my family. There was no question in my mind that combating society's ills and solving cases was worth any price. And because of that, I did some pretty reckless things. Almost wound up dead more than once. Shizuo paused, a forlorn look in his eyes. My wife did nothing but worry about me. So much that I didn't even realize when she'd worried herself sick. I was so caught up in my work that I wasn't even there for her when she finally passed away. It's also very absurd of me. Stanley is better than me. The waitress came by and set Kano's iced coffee on the table. It sat there untouched until Shizuo looked at it pointedly. With a tidy nod, Kano brought the cup to his lips. The bittersweet liquid was a balm to his parched throat. I told Rumi the same story, Shizuo continued, but I didn't tell her how absurd it was. I told her that her father only did what he had to do. He took a sip from his glass of water. Rumi, she's very much like her mother used to be. The personality is almost identical, and I don't want her to suffer the same way my wife did. It's the moment when you realize Shizuo really cares a lot and is a really good person. Look, I had this in my mind from the beginning. I was like, he used to be a policeman, that's why he doesn't want his daughter marrying a policeman, because he knows what it's like. He knows what it's like. Like, I don't know, I had a feeling from the beginning, that's for sure. Shizuo's fist clenched in his lap. What was it that made you become a detective in the first place, he asked. Well, at first I got the job because I thought it would make Rumi happy. Oh, what was it that made you become a detective in the first place, he asked. Well, at first I got the job because I thought it would make Rumi happy. Then I guess also because I thought it'd make you like me, sir. It was the truth, but Shizuo simply chuckled. If your goal is to get me to like you, you may as well give up now. I'm sorry, sir, Kano said. I can't do that. Are you just stubborn around Rumi? Shizuo grumbled. I love your daughter, sir. I want to keep her safe, to make her happy. And why is that? Whenever I think about her, I just feel so amazing. I'm sure that you or anyone can emphasize with that. I know, right? Everyone has someone they wanted to protect who makes them feel that good. It's an admirable thing wanting to be a detective and protect the happiness of the people. But that doesn't mean you need to ignore your own happiness in the process. Would you say may be true, sir? Earlier today, my partner was stabbed. And today, his wife's birthday. Today is his wife's birthday. Shizuo arched his brow. Is he going to make it? We're not sure yet. Last I knew, he was in critical condition. This is why I keep saying that the life of a detective is... Shizuo's words trailed off into a lamenting murmur, even though Kano was unmoved. Dictum number 1. Never lose sight of what you're supposed to protect. Ever. What's that? Something that a senior detective I admire very much said. It's the fundamental guiding principle I've stuck to as a detective. But I was wrong about the real meaning behind it. My partner was stabbed, and there are people I want to rescue. So much has happened, and now I finally understand what those words mean. When you see someone in trouble, you help them. That's not something a good detective does. That's something a good person does. Kano took a good long look at Shizuo's face. He surprised himself, finding the words to speak his feelings clearly, and he wondered what effect it had on the older man. For a guy who's ready to quit over a fly getting on his head, after meeting Stanley, he's really yeah, it's like, I don't know. Like, was that character growth, meeting with Stanley? I'm sure that from your perspective as my future father-in-law, being a detective means that I'm putting my life on the line. But that's not entirely true. I can only be myself. That's the kind of person I am. I care about helping people. Even if I were a baker, or a brewer, or a bookseller, I'd still act the same way. You're being ridiculous. A baker and a detective don't assume anywhere near the same risks. I suppose that's true. Kano fussed with his hair sheepishly. Shizuo grumbled. I think I see what kind of man you are now. He sounded oddly defeated. Which is why now is no time to just fuss around. Kano sat up straighter in Shizuo's weighty tone. A detective needs more than one just passion. A detective can't solve all his problems with sheer determination alone. But at the same time, he needs more than just the ability to coldly assess a situation. He needs conviction to stick to a case when it might otherwise seem prudent to give up. There was something new in Shizuo's expression now, and a gleam in his eyes that he hadn't been there before. Kano almost felt like he was being sermonized by a senior officer. Ah. You got that? You need a cool mind but a fiery spirit. A detective without both of those is worth nothing. Do you mind if I write that down in my notebook here? Look, Shizuo said, sounding suddenly embarrassed. Aren't you in a hurry? Don't you have to get back to your case? Ah, yes, and sir, please, I need you and your daughter to leave Shibuya right away. Yeah, I hear you. Kano conjured up Rumi's face in his mind. There was a chance you might never see her again. Oh, you mean that face that no one can see? I get it. I get it. I get it. I'm sure you know what her face looks like. I think her face is a conspiracy theory, that's what I think. He forced the thought away as best as he could. By the way, if I may ask, Shizuo said, it was about Rumi that made you fall in love with her. What? Where's this coming from all of a sudden? She's reptilian! Was it her looks? No, it wasn't just that. Kind of found himself tongue-tied again. I mean, she is pretty cute. Even if this is my own daughter I'm talking about. Shizuo shocked him by grinning from ear to ear. Well, yes, she's serious, Kano replied, but it's more than just that. She's also very sweet and kind-hearted. Yes, she is, isn't she? Yeah, she really is. For the first time, Kano and Shizuo smiled at one another. Damn! Making friends with Dad! You're a man who lets his emotion show on his face, Shizuo said. And for a detective, that's... Actually, that's not so bad. Thank you, sir, Kano said. He bowed to Shizuo as he stood up from his seat. Never lose sight of what you were supposed to protect, huh? I like that. Wise words indeed. Kano turned to look back and then bowed deeply to Shizuo one last time. Having your father-in-law smile! I feel many happy things right now. That was very sweet. The ability to coldly assess a situation. Kano knew what he needed to do. There's one thing that was nagging him. No matter how hard he thought about it, it still didn't add up. For amount of build-up for that talk, it was damn good talk. Yes! Like, I don't know. Why would Tatsuno let Alcarawan go free? He needed to get back to the precinct and get the truth from Alcarawan firsthand. As he walked along, he considered what he did know about the facts of the case. Just what sort of plan had Alfred put into motion here? It seemed that Tanaka and Osawa held the keys to understanding it. There had been relay handoffs of the phony attaché case, a relay that Tanaka had been complicit in. Then, there was Hitomi missing, carrying the antiviral. Osawa had confirmed that himself. This is where we get to jump point to Osawa. Great. Kano was starting to form a vague picture of what Alfred was up to. If the mastermind's goal was to acquire the antiviral, then obtaining the cooperation of Osawa and Tanaka was vital to the plan. After all, their fingerprint verification was required to physically access the drug. In order to overcome that hurdle, Alfred had presumably managed to win over Tanaka somehow, and had then kidnapped Maria Osawa to provide leverage against her father. No doubt that was how they'd gotten Hitomi to take the antiviral with her to Hachiko. While the police were distracted by following the attaché case, Alfred would then take the antiviral from Hitomi. That was the general plan as far as Kano could surmise. Just then a call from Kusei came in over the wireless. You've identified the body found inside the blown up minivan. Kano's hand tingled as he gripped the wireless. What?! Mamoru Tanaka, male, 40 years old, an employee of Okoshi Pharmaceutical. Positive ID was obtained from the subject's personal belongings. No, that's sus. That's sus. No, that's sus. No, that's sus, cause... You're saying positive ID from his belongings? Like, okay, you're saying... you're saying here that it was his belongings, but couldn't someone just have put someone's stuff? Like, couldn't they just have taken Tanaka's stuff on a fake body? I don't trust it. What? Kano gasped. If Tanaka was dead, it would now be almost impossible to access the antiviral drug in the laboratory. Bruh. At this point, the only antiviral they had any chance of obtaining was whatever Hitomi was carrying. Kano thought back to what Stanley had said earlier. Even if we get Maria to safety, the mastermind is in possession of the UR virus. If they want to, they can unleash a bioterrorist attack on Shibuya at any time. To put it bluntly, the lives of every man, woman, and child in the city are in their hands. Like, come on! I think it might be a diversion. I don't trust it. No. A chill ran down Kano's spine. If someone did release the Ue virus, there would be no way to stop it from spreading. If Alfred really was planning a bioterror attack, Shibuya would well and truly become the city of the dead. He couldn't help but feel that the whole department was playing right into Alfred's hands. Kano was staggered, physically stricken by the realization of just how terrifying a foe they were up against. Oh my god. No! To be content. I can't with this game. I can't. I don't know how to deal. I don't know. Wait. Why can I? Wait. Why can I? Wait. Why can I? Oh, there it is. I was like, where the hell is the Osawa jump? Thank you. It's just the last one? I think it might be. Oh my god. Oh great, I love this. Before the news was shared with the Osawas, the members of the investigation team quietly briefed Detective Kachiwara. Osawa and I sat on the sofa on the far side of the room, watching. They could see Kachiwara go pale. He wiped the sweat from his forehead with a handkerchief several times. Bad news, Osawa thought. The toilet is clogged again. I see. Mr. Osawa, ma'am. Kajiwara shuffled his way over to them at last. We've just gotten word from headquarters. Right now the task force is in an uproar after a change of direction from the higher-ups. The detectives who were on the scene have been ordered to discontinue the kidnapping investigation. He hesitated ominously. Osawa braced himself. Please, let's hear it. It would seem that your daughter, Maria, is safe. What? Osawa felt an unexpected surge of relief. You mean it? The case has been solved? The case has been solved, added I. For a moment they almost sounded like a happily married couple. It's only the stern look on Kajiwara's face that gave them pause. However, as of yes, we do not have her in custody. I'm not sure I understand, Osawa said. You know she's alive, but you don't have her. How? New furrows appeared in Kajiwara's forehead. I am sorry, sir. The information we've received from up top is complicated. We've confirmed that she was able to escape confinement. It's just... The detective gave every appearance of holding something back. If there's something you need to tell us, just say it, Osawa told him. It would seem that Maria has been infected with the virus. Infected? So I felt as if a taloned claw had just clutched his heart. It's not one I've ever heard before, but... Apparently it's called the Ue virus. Osawa's vision went dark. He felt as if he'd plunged into a black void of despair. Darling? I asked raspily. She didn't need to put her fears into words. Osawa felt them just as plainly in his own gut. You're an expert on virology, aren't you, Mr. Osawa? Kajiwara said. Are you familiar with this Ue virus? Osawa held up a hand to forestall further questions. There was no time for that. How many hours ago was she infected? He demanded. I wasn't told that much. Is that important to know, sir? Depending on when Maria was infected, we may or may not still be. Osawa trailed off abruptly as the reality of the situation struck home. This wasn't the same as when Hitomi had been infected. Right now, there was no way of getting Tanaka's cooperation, which meant there was no way of accessing the antiviral storage. In other words, getting the cure to Maria would be impossible. Osawa's head swam. Detective Kajiwara, I beg of you. Your people need to catch Tanaka as soon as possible. I can't share the details, but if you don't, something terrible is gonna happen. Cause like, the only other option would be to, isolate Maria and let her die, right? Which is also said. Just then Kajiwara's cell phone rang. He picked up quickly. What did you say? The detective shouted the anxious silence that had fallen. I shuddered visibly at the outburst. Kajiwara nodded sharply, still listening. More creases formed in his forehead. Understood. I'll let him know. Tanaka's dead. He hung up. All eyes were on him. That was headquarters. Osawa swallowed the lump in his throat. He could feel himself quaking all over. A minivan we believe belongs to the syndicate exploded near Jinnan in Shibuya. A body was found amongst the burning wreckage of the vehicle. Who was it? Osawa interjected. Tell me! Please don't let it be Maria. Maria, please don't let it be Hitomi. Kajiwara took a deep breath before speaking. We've conclusively identified the remains as Mr. Tanaka's. Okay. That makes sense. The cry was visceral, almost bird-like. Osawa looked around in surprise. It was I! It's not true!
You're lying!
His shrill screams never reverberated through the room. Jesus! Osawa felt like he wanted to scream too. With Tanaka dead, there was no way to get to the antiviral. Which meant that Maria was going to die. What? What? How dare you end it here? No! No! Ah! My anxiety is rising just from this music alone. Yeah, ooh. I don't know what to feel anymore!
Baby! It's a baby! Oh my god!
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't be so loud.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Choice and sacrifice!
Oh, I hate this. I hate this game.
Oh my god. Okay, just the 3 hours. Wow. So for anyone who has... Yeah, I was about to say we're just the 3 hours. For anyone who doesn't know, the plan is basically we do an hour of the game a day. So like, we do like one time frame because otherwise it's gonna get confusing. Like if I start, I don't know, Osawa now, right? And then we get somewhere and then I go back like a few days later and I'm like, wait, what the fuck were we doing? You know? But yeah, I am, oh my god, I am anxiety. I don't even know what to feel right now.
What am I supposed to feel right now?
Yeah, it does feel like you're sort of quote unquote watching an episode, right? That's definitely one way to put it.
I think that we will raid Rachel today. Cause, you know, raids are fun. Just gonna make sure. She is one of the people I played 100% Orange Juice with back in November, if any of you remember that. She is playing a game called Nancy Drew. I can't read the whole title, but the beginning of the title is Nancy Drew. I don't know what it is, but let's go figure out. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today. We'll be back with more of this game on Saturday. Cannot wait to see where the hell this is going. And I hope you guys had a fun time in the Dreamland. I will see you some other time. Probably on Saturday. Please be here on Saturday. Please. Remember, you can always check my Discord for any updates and other stuff, and maybe there'll be some community stuff in the future. Also, remember my anniversary on the 16th, where we're gonna play, among other things, we are going to be playing Jackbox together. So, yeah, I'll post some updates about that on the Discord on Twitter. So, yeah, so much fun to have you guys today, and I will see you guys another time in the Dreamland. Goodbye, Oyasu Mina.